I love the sound of rolling dice. What is going on, everybody? Chris Vack, aka Nirvana Tool, back in the streaming saddle again. It is good to be back, and I love hearing them dice rolls. What's going on? Let me start off by thanking everybody with the subs. We got Sanjington coming in, as always, gifting out 5 subs. Thank you. Appreciate that. What else we got? I think I saw another one. Where was it? I know I saw you. J.K. Lawlings for the follow. Thank you, bud. And the first time chat. All about the hype. What's going on, man? Appreciate it. Oh, look at that. Even Gracchus came back out. That's when you know this is a good one. But what is going on, folks? So, lots been going on since you last saw me here on the channel and on the stream. I successfully reproduced and am the proud parent of a baby girl. And I have to start putting hats on already. There we go. I can't even get out the introduction of my daughter. God damn you. But yes, good old baby Clara Evelyn Vaccaro was born May 4th at 1337. Star Wars Day and leaked for a time. Are you kidding me? How can that happen? I don't know how that happened, but it happened. So I would like to say that's where I've been. It's been a roller coaster of, you think that, newborns, they just kind of sit there. They literally eat, sleep, and poop. That's all they do. No, you have no time whatsoever. You have no schedule whatsoever. If you have a free moment, you are sleeping. It is insane. Oh, man. But either way, I was able to get a nice little gap right here to jump in, do a little stream. Obviously, there's a lot been going on in the Warlord world while I've been away. We do not know if that was intentional or not. We may have clarity by the end of this episode. We shall see. But either way, it's good to be back, folks. I did not give her a suit tech name. I gave her a normal name. Thank you. Don't worry. I already did that to myself. Well, technically, Vasharash is Vaccaro. She carries that name. So I would say that's her suit tech name. She can still be that. It's cool. It works out, passing down all the plights that I've had to endure. But either way. So, what am I going to do for this stream? This is kind of like a, let's just jump and see what happens kind of deal. Usually I jump on these things and we're like, cool, we're going to play our match. And here's my guest and let's get rolling. This is literally, we're going to go through and just talk about the Kickstarter. It's been live for a week? Yes, 1 week. It's been live for a week. And a lot's happened. You can see the good old numbers on the screen right there, seeing where it's at this current point. So that's really good. Haven't really been able to give any opinion on it when usually I'm Johnny on the spot with these things. Usually have a stream going right away. But somebody had to fill the gap without me gone. But now we're here. We're back. We're going to make it happen. I'll let you know if I disagree with any of that stuff. I've been trying to kind of talk with a lot of the fans in the Discord as we go, as I get a free moment. But, since time is a flat circle when you're a parent of a newborn, I probably have said some crazy things. So if I repeat myself or if I say something stupid, fine. But either way, there may be some fun stuff here, but I want to go through this Kickstarter. I want to take a look at some of the cards that have been spoiled, and maybe we'll build a deck or two. Maybe we'll play a game or two. Maybe we'll have a guest or two. These are the kind of things that are like on the board, and as they come up, we're just going to go for them. So that's what we're going to do here. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, but we shall see how this goes. So first things first, Team Covenant did a good job filling in for me. Exactly. Thanks, Team Covenant. I appreciate that you guys are the B squad here. Thank you so much. Without my audience, we wouldn't be anywhere. They wouldn't be anywhere, right? They wouldn't be able to find any of these Warlord people. That's just how it goes. Yeah, so we probably have a lot of first-time viewers here who are probably like, who's this pompous asshole? It's a bit. It's fun. It's okay to have fun, guys. That's what we're doing here. We know Team Covenant are doing a great job. We know that they are more influential than I will ever be, but I don't know, maybe. I can do some crazy stuff and be influential. Nah, not gonna happen. They've dedicated way too much time. And way too many games. They play way too many games. I like my one game. I'm gonna stick to my one game. What's going on, Zydpunk? With this Prime sub, I appreciate it. You started a hype train. Look at this. No one's ever allowed to have fun. Get out of here. That's what some people at Discord would want me to think. But, so, let's dive right in. We're going to start talking about the Kickstarter. I will preface it with the fact that I'll put on a few more hats as we go along through this whole spiel. That's just how it goes.
Hey, Resto.
But
is streaming live.
We will get more sound alerts up eventually, promise. What I want to do is I want to give my opinion on the Kickstarter, and I want to preface it with,
You son of a...
it is my opinion on what I'm going to say and what we're going to do. I do not represent anyone but myself with my opinions. I can be wrong, as some of my old videos and analyses will show, and we always kind of like to keep going. But that's just kind of what we'll do. May have to stop and be interrupted at some point. Don't worry, we got some ways to handle that if that pops up. But I will be able to pivot on a moment's notice. So once we take a look through, we're going to go through. Let's read what we have here, unpack what we got. Let's talk about the decisions. And one thing too that you all know, like obviously, I am very close with Woodrow and Josh. We've been playing Warlord since they took off, since they were just some random guys who were like, hey, you guys are the ones still running Warlord tournaments? Okay, cool. Like, been playing with them forever. I consider them friends. I love them to death. I am always critical of them. They know this. They understand this. They expect this. They probably pushed their Kickstarter back until after the birth of my child for this reason. There may be a comment on YouTube that confirms this suspicion. We don't know. But I will not hold back. If there is something that they are doing poorly, I will call it out. If there's something they're doing great, I will call that out. And I'd say, generally speaking, from what I've seen in terms of like the public's response to this Kickstarter, I think people have been pretty harsh on them. I think that this Kickstarter is great so far. I'm really psyched about it, but let's get into it. We'll see. So starting off here, obviously on the main page, we got the now live on Kickstarter. I'm not going to click this button and play the video, but if you want to watch that, nice little trailer they got there. You can tell outsourced from Fiverr probably, but either way, it's a good video. Definitely what you'd want for a Kickstarter. Slugman, there you go. He's going to be here watching me rip apart his Kickstarter. How's it going, buddy? Appreciate that. But so far, look at this, guys. 8 days in. $369,127. Those sevens, those are some brine fiends floating around here. Almost 10x to goal, guys. We're getting there. But 885 backers, so this is all looking pretty good so far. But let's take a look at what it is and what we got here. So I'm not going to read everything, but we're going to show some stuff. So obviously we have this is just the story of Warlord, talking about where they came from, how the game started, what it was, and that's what it is. When you get with a Kickstarter like this, the first thing you want to do with a Kickstarter is thank Gracchus for subbing to Nirvana Tool's stream. That's what you have to do. But then mid-sentence, you also have to pivot back to what you really wanted to say, which was you have to figure out who you're targeting with this Kickstarter. And Warlord's in a very weird place. We have this loyal group of rabid fans who have played this game for 20 years, even after it's been out of print. We have 40-person online tournaments every month through our Discord. So, like, there is still a very loyal vanguard of this game. And is this Kickstarter for them? Do you already have them? Should we focus on new players? Like, that's all that they had to kind of figure out. So, starting it off here, but then, so again, there's the old guard. There's the older guard, which are the people who played maybe when AEG first did it. They might have enjoyed the first few games. Life changed. They fell out of it. They jumped somewhere else. And then all of a sudden they see Warlord coming back and they're like, oh, I remember playing that game 20 years ago. Let's dive right back in. That's another segment that they have to target. And then the new players who are just kind of like, yeah, I don't know what this game is. You're telling me it's like D&D. And these Team Covenant guys like them. I like Team Covenant. So let me see what's going on here. And that's really like the three audiences you have whenever you write any of this Kickstarter content. So first thing I see here, like right in the beginning, obviously you get the new art, but it's very recognizable, fantasy style. We know it as a Nothrog. Other people will be like, oh, that's a big old orc. But it might be an orc. I think he's an orc in trait, but neither here nor there. But then you see some classic cards. Good old Albric, one of the, just the most identifiable old Warlord arts there. Good old Drew Baker. You got Jason Engel's Shadow Reaver here, and then there might have been some of the 4E crew. They wouldn't remember Obliterate. It was the Chase Rare in 4E, even though it was a LCG model, which is kind of fun. But either way, they tell the story, very short, of what the game is. You get the Team Covenant video here. Josh and Woodrow introduced themselves. You can read all this on your own. Though, again, I've seen on Discord, not a lot of people have been reading this, and that's unfortunate. So when I say please read this, please read it. There's a lot of questions that got asked publicly that are like, it's there. You just have to look. So it's been very funny. Very, very funny. But they have a quick start rules video, which is good. I like that. Just to kind of show you generally what it is. And that's what you want with this Kickstarter, I think. You don't necessarily need to say, here's the full game, here's every little niche and every little detail. It's literally called Kickstarter. The idea is to kickstart it. So give you an idea of, here's the core of the game. Here's the heart. This is what this game is about. These are the factions. Here's some of the warlords. Here may be a couple of cards here. Reading is hard. See, well, you want me to read it to you? We could get some ASMR here, turn this stream into an audiobook. Let's make it happen. Do you really want me to be the one to read an audiobook? I don't know, man. That'd be really bad. Hopefully you like Jersey accents. But we got learning how to play. So for new players, if you really want to know, and there have been a lot of them. They're like, oh, cool, this game looks cool. How the hell do I play it? You can do that. There's also some fan ones. I didn't do that. I was too cool for school to actually do that. But Wyvern, fellow Warlord content creator who also has seemingly disappeared, he did not successfully reproduce, as far as I know. I believe he's just driving a truck or something like that. But Wyvern, you're supposed to be fine dining. Fine dining did not survive COVID. Long John Silver's did. But either way, he had some great videos done before. Please go check out his channel. Love him to death. It's all good. But he's got videos on Learn to Play. He's got good faction primers that can tell you about what each faction is. Or you can look at this video here that's there. A little Warlord gameplay, little comprehensive rules. The comprehensive rules are very comprehensive. Warning to any newcomers. I want to start with this. The rules of Warlord, specifically for Ancients. This is like the older versions of the game, the ones that people are playing online, not the new product that you're going to be getting. The rules of Ancients are terrible. Like, there's so much contradiction. There's so much different templating that has to be assumed and adjusted. And then there are cards that don't work the way intended because you can't tell intent from a company that gave up the game 20 years ago. So, like, there's a lot of debate, a lot of semantic arguing, and it can be a turnoff, to be honest. So you might see that. I don't want that to be a representation of what this new product is. So when you see this comprehensive rules that good old Josh has worked up with, I believe Iceman was involved with it. I assume Iceman was involved with it. As I scream from across the room to get a hat. I got the hat, don't worry. The hat's come. There's a lot to digest there. But very basically, just try and think of it as the D&D battle system with some rank and files. And that should get you through your first game. And then you learn as you go. Don't worry about it. It's all good. So learning how to play. Factions. They're the 6 core factions that we know. No chosen in here. They did rename them to be Nothrog Legions. Free Kingdoms is still the same. Dwarven Forges, Mercenary Guilds, Deveranian Empires, Elven Branches. I'm like not a fan of renaming this. You could have just said Elves, Dwarves, Mercs, Mercenaries, Deveranians, Free Kingdoms, and Nothrog. Like, I don't like the extra. I mean, technically it's nouns, but could also kind of be a little bit of an adjective depending. Nah, they're not nouns. We don't need those. We could have just said what they were. But, so I don't really think they add much to the game. So let's just, but, nah. It's not a deal breaker here. Classes are still the same, so that's good. No funky classes were added. Then we have the new layout just to show how everything goes, and how they're going to do that. I think this new layout it's grown on me. I remember when we first saw it with the Gen Con preview decks, I was kind of like, but like it's I've warmed up to it over the past. I can already see like just some subtle differences, but I mean, again, I've stared at this old template forever. It's kind of like even like the Magic old templating. Like I like the old Magic templating. The newer ones, like it just kind of looks, but this has that same feel to it, where like that transition over there. But I don't like that there's no white border of the scroll for wizard. That annoys me. it just looks wrong. But it just shows you some of the cleanliness that they're going with the text box. You got more room for the art, so that's always a positive thing. But yeah, I've warmed up to these. So so you have an elf that's a part of Elven Branches and not a dwarf. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I'm not a fan of that, but that's fine. I now at least I now understand what you were going with, so that makes sense. Backwards compatibility, so obviously these cards will be Ancients legal, but then there is Alliance, which is a way, I think, that kills two birds with one stone. It introduces people to the old cards of the game, because it will use the Ancient format, but it also will tap into the multiplayer commander style people, that like the EDH players from Magic, that is very popular. I've never been a fan of those. I've already been very vocal on that. I don't know if I'm known for this, but I am a very successful multiplayer Warlord player. Like, I don't remember how many doubles titles I won with John Zimmerman. I think it was 4 in a row. But I literally have forgotten because we won that much. And I know we never lost. So, like, I'm pretty sure there was a 4-year stretch where every Gen Con, me and him won that tournament. But, you know, so, like, I'm familiar with multiplayer Warlord, but, like, EDH and that, it's never been my cup of tea. I always kind of looked at it as king making. So it's a very different game, but it's very popular. So tapping into that crowd by having that is a very positive thing, and will bring people into the game. So you get that, and you show them that there's this old one. It'll be a harder pill to swallow. I'm sure there's room that you can kind of get more people into it. Like, I don't think the Box of Greed allows you to just play Alliance right away out of there. And through this Kickstarter, there's no like Alliance quick start. Like, here's a starter commander deck, go. So unless you can just take 2 of the starter decks and throw them together, but I don't think that's the case, unless I'm wrong. But okay, I'm sorry, I'm just checking my phone. Good to know. Yes, person who just sent me a message. Good to know. But that's right. Look at this. I got backdoor dealings that you don't know about. Never lost. Never lost. I have never tasted defeat. There was one doubles tournament where we lost round 1. We're just kind of like, wait a minute, are we human again? And then won out. That was fun. But yeah, no. So Alliance, like, it's a great part and a great tool to get people in. I think introducing it here in the Kickstarter is great, but I wish that there was, you know, like, if there was a starter deck option here, like, there needs to be an Alliance starter deck option, and you can get some of that with the Box of Greed, and that'll be okay, cool. Here's a lot of the core that you need to start building a deck. But even if you just had, like, hey, here is the first Alliance starter deck, and you can just literally, like, already pre-built pre-con deck, go, just do that. I think that would have been, I think that would have been very valuable. And I think it would have solved a lot of the problems that we saw with some people who are like, hey, there's $100 price point. And it's like, yeah, but, like, I only want to spend 40, which you still have the options to do that. Like, again, you don't have to back this Kickstarter and then you're going to completely miss out. There's the FOMO feeling that someone will get, of course, but, like, you can always just wait for the retailer to go, because Woodrow and Josh have made it clear that there is going to be retailer support, and that'll be the case. Like, that's totally fine. And so just wait until it gets released. I think they even said, like, retail will get their stuff before, or, like, yeah, I think retail will get their stuff before the Kickstarter people, if I'm not mistaken. Or was that we won't have it for Gen Con, but we'll have some stuff for Gen Con. But I don't know. There's a lot of that I've been hearing about that, but either way, like, I don't think you'll miss out. I think you'll still have that opportunity to play this game. Just, for now, just this is a good time to jump in and follow along, and then you can deal with it, like, later. You can be like, all right, cool, now that I got money. Or, maybe your financial situations get worse, and then you realize, cool, maybe I shouldn't have spent it on Warlord. You know what? That's a good thing from a consumer perspective anyway. But, yeah, so I just wish there was a little bit more for Alliance. And Josh is going to be like, you hate Alliance, shut the fuck up. But, I mean, I do hate Alliance, but I do see the value in it, and I've seen a lot of the excitement from a lot of the newer players here, and that's encouraging, and that there is a market for this style of format, and I think it'll be fun. I won't be playing it, but it'll be fun. You always catch me playing every other kind of Warlord. All right, let's get to the artist. I think this is a huge positive thing to put forward. It shows here are the human artists that they are working with. There's some recognizable names here from the industry, also some recognizable ones from our community. So very happy to see all these names on here. That's right, even you, Ray Greaves. I'm excited to see you on here. Good old Jared Reyes. What up, Rogue Panda, wherever you are? You're probably not listening. How dare you, Jared? But a lot of good artists on here. It's going to capture a lot of the old feel of the games. A lot of these are dedicated, well, I wouldn't say they're dedicated Warlord artists, but they are household names in Warlord art. There we go. I have no problem. You don't have to like it, but please accept the value. Exactly. And you know what? That's a very important thing that Josh says. Like, not everyone will like everything. And we've seen that a lot in the public response. Like, some people don't like these certain things. It's just like, that's fine, man. They don't have to be that way. You can play it however you want. It'll be okay. It's going to be okay, everybody. But showing these, like, here are the artists we're going to work with. This is really good because the Gen Con decks that they previewed last year, 9 months-ish ago, used AI art for time purposes. So that obviously raises some concerns, especially now it being a hot topic with AI art. Like, there's some people who are very adamantly against it. I think every person on this list is very adamantly against AI art. But, so my personal opinion is AI art is great when used responsibly. For something like this, having it in the game, having each artist's unique touch to it really is valuable, and I'm glad that they went this way. But like, we just need to work up some nondescript AI artwork just for really like playtesting, let's say. If they were going to do playtesting and it's like, well, let's just put some AI images in here so they're not looking at blank text. Like, that'll be cool. It just adds to the experience. And you're not selling anything. You're literally not making any money off of playtest card ones that you send out. But it's just something to make it more tangible. Then yeah, that's responsibility in AI. But human artists are always better. So we're good with that. Love seeing Lynn Hunter work on this. This is her workbench. Look at that, painting up the Merc Warlord, whose name escapes me. And you get some look at this little Wrathy over here, Corios, Morgan Dythanis. They're making some cameos. What are these up here? Are these other cards that we don't know about yet? Look at that. She likes witchy black cats too. I love looking in the background of photos. You ever send me a photo, I'm gonna look in the background of it. But love Lynn Hunter. She is amazing. She drew me as a Nothrog. It's on my wall. I can't move my camera over there. I really should bring it over here. But it is absolutely fantastic. And she was amazing to work with. So I know Josh and Woodrow also agree with that. So happy that they are working with her. Into the Accord Lands, talking about some new stuff. And now here we go. Here's where we get to the nitty gritty. Where you get the little story intro that would be on any booster box that tells you what's going on. But then, okay, cool. What's in this booster box? So we have packs. So that's what's clear. And they made it clear from the beginning. So no shock here. But 24 booster packs per box, which is about industry standard. Long gone are the days of 48 per box. We've seen those on here. Right, Black Knives? How many were you? I think you were 48. Yeah, Black Knives was like 48. So they're about half the size, but, then the inflation taxes, boys. 15 playable cards, 10 commons, 3 uncommons, 1 rare or legendary, and a foil or an extended art. So we get we sacrifice 1 common or an uncommon, depending on the set, for a foil slot or an extended art slot, which I like. And then the addition of legendaries. It's not completely unknown to Warlord. Dragon Fury was like that. The dragons in that, and some of the items too, like dragon-related cards, were secret legendaries that they didn't even talk about. They were just on less print runs. But I like the breakdown of the packs. I like the addition of foils. I know Josh and Woodrow love foils. I love that Rogue Panda Art has subbed, and gifted a sub, I should say. So he is watching. Thank you, buddy. You missed me talking about your art piece, but that's okay. 3 per box, or so the math says. For legendaries? Is that what you're saying, Sanji?
It's a big bloody stupid hat with a big
More
bloody
hats.
stupid curse on it.
Come on now. Which hat we going with? Why did I put everything all the way over here? I can't reach it. And I still use wired headphones. Yeehaw. Sheriff's in town. Get out of here. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, 3 legendaries per box. That's pretty good odds. Oh yeah, 1 in 8. Duh. But the big part about the booster packs, booster boxes are fully draftable. And one thing that you can see, I want to say there's a little FAQ here. We noticed it before. Where was it? I can't remember it. There was a breakdown. I cannot find it for the life of me. But there's a breakdown that talks about... Oh, here it is. Got it. What exactly is in a booster box? And that's the thing, folks. Remember to click on the FAQ button. It's at the very top menu. There's a lot of answers to questions that we see asked all the time that are always here. So, what exactly is in the booster box? 24 booster packs. Each booster box also contains 80 fixed cards to facilitate drafting. Those are broken down as follows. So 14 Warlords will be in the pack. So will they take the rare slot? Will they take the legendary slot? Will they take uncommon slots? That's going to be interesting to see. But 14 Warlords in every box. Or 2 of each of 7 different Warlords. 24 level 1 characters, 16 level 2, so you can have a starting army. That is absolutely the fear, making sure, like even when they did the cube, making sure that everybody had a playable starting army was absolutely crucial. So items, actions, and characters, just, making sure everything's split up. I'm sure it's still possible statistically for someone to screw up, someone to not draft certain things, and to, just whoopsie daisy. But I will be interested to see what happens when we cross that bridge. No, why am I in rewards? Go back to campaign. Whee! See how fast this thing moves? All right. Getting back to it. Okay, cool. So those are the booster packs. Starter decks. Nothing too shocking here. 50 card decks. 1 starter exclusive extended art Warlord. So there you go. So you can get in the boost. So when I read this, what I assume it means is the starter decks come in extended art. You can probably get them in non-extended art in the packs, I think, right? Themed strategic starting armies. 1 booster pack in there, 1 standard D20. So this will obviously be great once you get rolling. I love the artwork. Almost makes them. Or is this the booster pack? This might be the booster pack. Yes, this is a booster pack. I was going to say, this kind of doesn't look like box. Starters are over here. There we go. Scroll down, Vac. We got there. All right, so we'll get into each one of these in a sec. But the fixed Warlords here are definitely good. Starter decks are been around for Warlord forever. And absolutely crucial part. If there's anything if anyone's looking to just, hey, I'm new to the game, I kind of want to just pick it up and play with my friends, buy the starter deck box. I know you're like, it's $100. Do I really get what it's worth? Like, I think so. You do. Like, you get, how many was it? 6 or 8? 1, 2, 3. You get 6. You get 1 of each deck. So you can literally look at this as just a pick up and play anytime you want. You might be like, oh, $100 is expensive for a board game. And if you're looking in that terms, yes, but you can't take your board game that you have and then turn it into a CCG and reuse everything if you really wanted to. Like, having that ready to go and that flexibility is why it's priced this way. It's just, this isn't a board game. But you can play it like a board game. So, and then I think that's kind of the functionality there. And I mean, board game's not a cheap hobby. Cheaper than drugs, at least, so that's good. Almost as addicting. I don't think I haven't died from one of my hobbies yet. That's good. But what do we got here? Let's take a look at. First, we're starting off with the Nothrog. Can we Is this Warlord just like me? What happens when I crossbreed with a cactus? That's how you get Vactus. He's Spirit's champion. You can admit it, Josh. This is an ode to me by leading off with Vac. You're like, this is what we really see Vac as. He's got long flowing hair. He's like out of this world because half of him is like floating in this little astral plane over here. But look at how badass he is. Let's get Jason Angle to draw him, and let's just make him a brick shithouse. I appreciate that. It is only compliments, even though like he's got a face only a mother can love. That is an absolute compliment. The muscles too. That's true. Hey, when you hold a newborn to feed, you get muscles really quick. Don't worry, the dad bod's coming in. It's gonna be nice and thick. There we go. But Nothrog Legions. So I like the simplicity of this Warlord here. He's just like, I am an orc. I beat the crap out of you. I go forward, and I can take a lot of hits. It's very straightforward. It's perfect for a starter deck. I love the design of this guy. And come on, it's Jason Angle. We have Tazian Dithanis. All right, here we go. The crowd start booing as the elves get introduced because there's a lot of haters out here. But Tazian Dithanis, House Dithanis, is still wandering around over here. Elf Necromancer. This Elf Necromancer's got 2 melee strikes. Look at that. She knows how to swing a sword. That's interesting. 14 AC, 10 skill. Good. The Necromancer trait alone. Any Elf Necromancer is playable immediately at Ancients, so that's good. But obviously this isn't only Ancients. Limited order. Target up to 2 characters in any discard pile. Banish the targets. Perform a +3 range strike for each character banished. I like this. It goes a lot with the undead theme. There's a lot of meta to this, but it's still meta in the form of aggression. So it's simplicity, but you know there's a lot of intricacies that can come with just taking cards out of the discard pile. In the starter deck, I don't know how much of that will come into play. It'll matter in the Elf Mirror match, where you have to stop other things from being recurred. But I haven't seen any of these decks whatsoever, so I have no idea. But I like it. So you can get 2 as a order. You can get 2 +3 strikes. So this is just go 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 go. Kind of like Lord Barrow is go go go, but this is in Necromancer form. Speaking of Lord Barrow too, that's one of the things I remember seeing while watching Discord and people's comments. Some people were like, why don't they have the whole set spoiled? I want to know what I'm buying. To me, first of all, I don't think you'd actually understand what you're buying anyway because you're probably new. That's not a bad thing. I'm not insulting you. But like, if they gave you it, would you even know what you're looking at? Would you really analyze this and be like, yep, these cards have great abilities and they're worth it. I will do this. Or do you just really care about, hey, this is a deck that kind of goes along with this person, and that's enough. So I would say that all you need is the Warlords. And if you really needed that extra clarity in what are some cards that exist in the set, the Gen Con preview decks are out there. There were a lot of cards that were new cards in those decks. The lists exist. They're online, published. They are on Untapped and usable. There's a video on Nirvana Tool's YouTube channel. If you look for Gen Con preview deck analysis, you can see there's a video where I show every single one of them and break down every single deck. You can even do that, but that's the shameless plug one. If you literally just Google Kingswood Games Warlord Saga of the Storm Gen Con 2023 into Google and hit enter, you'll find a webpage that has all the lists, like images and all the decks out there. Like, you can find this, and there you go. You can see what it's like. I imagine they don't want all that to be up front and be like, hey, this is kind of what you're getting, because things are still changing. Like, even the preview decks, like, we've already seen Korak Stonejaw, the dwarf fighter cleric that got spoiled the other day. They showed him with like the actual real art, not the AI art. He went from being a paladin to not being a paladin. So like things changed based off of what we saw in that event. I imagine Marehaven's gonna get completely ripped apart because that deck was really stupid good. But I imagine there's gonna be changes to all of them, and there's definitely gonna be changes to cards like Swivel, which was in the preview thing. That was an insane card for Marehaven. If that got printed and like, yeah, that's fine. I think Josh is just like trying to like mess around with us, or Woodrow. When I say Josh or Woodrow, I blame both of you. How about that? That way, just assume I say that so I don't insult one over the other. I insult you both equally. Nah, but those decks were fun. Like the tournaments we played, it was clear that there was one clear winner. There usually is like that anyway. I wish like the power gap was a little bit closer at times, but that will give you a good basis. You have a lot of reprint cards in there, but you have a lot of new cards. I imagine that's what you're going to get here. But I know that they said like the number of reprints, what was the breakdown, like 33% reprints or something like that. So just kind of take that. And it's like, all right, cool, that's enough. I have an idea. I can decide if I want. If you're saying like, no, I'm not going to back unless I see every single card, like you're kidding yourself. Get out of here. There's no pleasing you. You probably shouldn't back. I could say that. Joshua Woodrow won't say that to you. I could say that. Like as a player, as a friend, like you're gonna be a pain in the ass, and you're not gonna be happy with anything ever. Like focus on yourself first. The world will be here when you get back. All right, let's see. That's right. Get out of here. Let the hate flow. Let's go. The hate is all out of love, folks. I swear. Back to Kickstarter, but never show up to play. Hey, oh yeah, back to Kickstarter. Exactly. There's going to be a lot of that for sure. I've seen that in other games too. But man, talking about anything besides starting to talk about dwarves, right? Who wants to talk about dwarves? But we got Memoriam over here. I do like too, and you can see that they, the little extended art that they're like popping out of their frames. Look at that. That's so cool. Maybe don't cover the name. She's a Memoriam, I think it is. So anyone know where I can find the old deck lists? Yes. Look at this. We have the Lich themselves, Morgan the Unliving here. If you go to, hold on, I got something ready to go. I knew this question was going to come. See? I will find it. I can find it. It exists somewhere. Haha, I found it. All right, if you go to Warlord, SOTS.com/GenCon23. There we go. Pedro. Thank you, buddy. Those are the links right there. But it'll leave you to this page that is, for some reason, unpublished on the Kingswood Games website. But because it was, about Gen Con, and they got ready to, they changed the website layout, getting ready for the Kickstarter. But this page is still there. You can't navigate to it. You just got to be a little savvy. But down here, you can literally click on Deveranian Empire. Look at all this beautiful stuff. Or again, you can look at one of my old videos. I break down every single one of these cards. Come on, give me some views. I need your love. I have a family to feed now. I need it. There you go. That's awesome, dude. Really appreciate it. And I will encourage this. Like, take these decks, print them out, play a few games, sell them on that. Like, that is the best selling tool that you got, is a print and play that you can take and do that. Maybe they're going to be doing that at some point. I don't know. But until then, you have the Gen Con decks here. And the first card on each one of these, right here, a little Storm Cometh right here, tells you how many of each you get to make the deck. So, very straightforward. I'll tell you right now, the Free Kingdom is the best one. So if you want to ban that one, go right ahead. But just have fun with all of them. They're all good decks. That was a very fun event to play with at Gen Con, and thought it was a good job. So it gave me confidence in what we're going to see with these starter decks here for sure. LBFK needs formula. Get out of here. All right. I figured that out. It took me a few seconds. How dare you? No. So let's talk about other things that are dwarves are not a disgrace. Good old memoriam. But this is it is a dwarf scholar. Look at that. Very studious dwarf, which is very funny because when I think dwarves, I think of my good old friend Bobby. You may have seen him yelling at people in Discord. His name is Forge Cake. He is a very avid dwarf player, and but I think he'll have fun with this. But good old cleric support memoriam, only 1 strike because come on, it's dwarves. 9 skill for a cleric warlord. I like seeing that. 3 HP. Limited order. No subclass. Oh, there's no subclass unless scholar's going to be. Now scholar's going to be a trait. It's not going to be a subclass. So again, dwarves can't have subclasses. Come on now. Limited order. Target your non-stun dwarf character in the front rank. Heal and ready the target. Heal being a keyword that says remove 1 wound. So this is a quintessential dwarf support. So it's very simple, straightforward, good. Very much a fan of this one. Again, it's nothing that we haven't seen, but I think with the base set, that's important. Like, stick to the core of these factions, and they really do that. Maybe the freak one doesn't, but dwarf I'm really pleased with. What does this freak one do? Besides, I loved when I saw the art for this. It's like, I knew this would be the main focal point, like this little angel, but there's like so much in the art. Like the main photo is like the top left. It's like that's the main content of the card. And then there's also this cool like scenery of like this army seeing this angel come down. But like I was like, how are they gonna put this into a card art frame? And now we see. You still get the little RB going over here, and this definitely like stands out coming in. We're coming in from stage left over here, or that'd be stage right, depending on your perspective. I don't know. I'm not a theater kid. But we have Adathan? I'm going to say Adathan. Adathan. I don't know. The Celestial Messenger. This is why it's important to add in these other things. It's like, wait, what the hell is an Adathan? Oh, it's a Celestial Messenger? Gotcha. Celestial, but not Astral is interesting. He's only the ambassador, Jerome. He did get in. He's like, you're not part of the club. We let you pass in. You could drop off the Uber Eats, but that's about it. That's all we're getting out of him. Oh, thank you, Gracchus. I really much appreciate that. Thank you for affirming my pronunciation there. But yes, not planner. Clearly an angel that floats in the sky, though, so that's good. It has this. It's a cleric with the spell fly or levitate, so we like that. But we have limited order. Target up to 2 of your level 1 or 2 characters. Target characters gain +2 attack AC and an additional melee strike base +2 when attacking this turn. Again, one of the big focuses on Free Kingdoms is supporting the peasants. So like the level 1s and 2s, finding a way to make them more impactful and support them through leadership. Like that's a very Free Kingdoms theme. So we get that here. There's another level 5 cleric. Would have been cool to see like a bard, but cleric's fine. Cleric's probably better. Excuse me, folks, as I am running on nearly no sleep, and I do not want to, develop a cocaine habit. This stream is sponsored by Monster Energy drink. Monster Energy, sure enough to make your heart explode without giving you a coke addiction. Hashtag product placement. Or more so, I need to make sure my throat is, not dry. I haven't done this in a while, guys. 45 minutes of straight talking is tough. All right. Let's get to the Merc. This is, what is it? When I read this real quick, it's Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park. That's what I see. It's Aaron Gaunt. But no, it's Alan Grant. That's what this is. All right? Where's that hat? There, good old Alan Grant. His was a lot better and wasn't $10 on Amazon. But good old Alan Grant with some Velociraptor-like claws up in here and tentacles. This is one bad dude. But 3 strikes for a rogue warlord. 9 skill, 16 AC, 3 HP. That is a stat monster. And as the monster trait, a monster assassin. Look at that. We haven't seen a monster assassin since Vacherosh. This guy's not as good as Vacherosh. Sorry. He'll divine barrier Alan Grant over here. But react. After Alan Grant moves, perform a melee strike. So we've seen a similar ability out of Layer John Hawthorne, the Free Kingdom's warlord from Hero's Gambit, I believe. So every time he moved to a different rank, he performed a range strike. This guy, he does that for a melee strike. And your first thought is, why would I want to do a melee strike for my second rank? The answer is you don't. But when he stealths into an opposing formation and he starts moving through the army to get to the warlords, he's getting strikes off. So that's what that ability's for. It's not limited. You can do it as many times as you can move. So this guy will be really cool to see. I'm really excited for him. Very, very, very good warlord. Surprised that I don't know if I'd take him for like a Merc starter warlord, but I'm excited to see him. But I haven't seen any of the other Mercs yet, so I can't say which one would be better. Oh no, we did see another Merc. We saw good old Commander Rostov over there. But yeah, this guy's definitely more starter friendly than Rostov. But we'll get to Rostov, don't you worry. Alrighty. Church Enforcer Tancred. Let's get down to that. 1 second, folks. I'll be right back. Okay, cool. That works. Good. That's a weird pause, but you know what? It breaks up and scares you people for a second. But get used to that be back, be right back scene. I have to use that now. But just needed to make sure of something. Let's talk about the dev. No, man, can you imagine if I pooped that quick? That'd be so much. You know how much time in the day I would have if I could poop that quick? Get out of here. Church Enforcer Tancred. Official Tancred art is on the Discord. It might be official, but then it's not on here. And you know what? It's funny, you say that, because so anyone who doesn't know, on the Discord, in the Discord channel that you'll see linked in this video or in any of my other videos as well, go to the Dev Empire channel. You will find a artwork in there posted from a Mr. Woodrow. That is the one that you want to take a look at. That's what we'll see what that card will look like. And frankly, if you look at the little backdrop here, you can see the outline of him, of what he looks like. But he looks like an angry Inquisitor, kind of like Captain Carco's in, walking around with some skulls. That's what he looks like. I do not have the artwork ready to pull up, so unless somebody wants to do me a huge favor, pull it up in Discord, open it up in your browser, get the link and post it in chat. I'll pull it up on screen so we can take a look at it. I would really appreciate that. But Church Enforcer Tancred, level 5 fighter, warlord character, human knight. Resto, you are... Wait, this is going to be dangerous. Let's see what I'm getting myself into. Okay, no, it worked. Thank you, Resto. You had a chance to betray me and get me, banned for some really bad stuff. But you can see, this is literally, some painted stuff. This is what the art is going to look like. But you can tell, this is definitely, an artist rendition. They still need to probably put some finishing touches on it. Who do we think this is? Is this Malcolm McClinton? Is this Mr. Gravity Flux over here? It kind of looks like his. I don't know. Or is this Steve Ellis? Who do we think drew this one, folks? It's Ellis? Okay, Ellis drove it. He drove it. Yeah, no, he drew it too. He probably drove it somewhere. But good old Steve Ellis. Yeah, I can see that, yeah. Well, it looks a lot like Marcus Shaw. Kind of. I can get that same vibe and style from there, but... This is the painting. This is what he's going to look like. But see, look, he's walking around with some skulls. Damn, he takes off the lower jaw, too. This guy's brutal. But what does he actually do? Human Knight. Limited order. Your target character performs a melee strike that inflicts an additional wound against characters that are equal or lower level than the target. So, Oh man, 4 HP. 7 skill, which is good for a fighter. But he's a little straightforward. Marcus is in some new art. Okay, there we go. I think we might have already seen that art if I'm not mistaken. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Might be somewhere in here. Is Marcus at the table? I can't tell if Marcus is at the table. That might be Marcus. I can't tell. Is that him smoking? But he's got both eyes? No, that can't be Marcus. All right. But yeah, so this dev, a little more like the order is pretty good because you can use him as a support fighter, or you can do it where he goes to the front because he can target himself with this and just inflict an additional wound against characters of equal or lower level. It's simple, it's fine. It's probably my least favorite of the bunch, which will definitely probably offend a lot of our dev, our dev fan base. But that artwork is really cool. So he will look much like Slayer the Unkind in the original Warlord set. That dude looked metal as fuck, and he was awesome. And I selected him as my first Warlord, and he wasn't the best out of the bunch that you could have picked. So that's very true and very on brand for Deveranians. So Marcus has a loot. That's Mason smoking. Okay. All right, gotcha. Oh yeah, there he is. He was peeking. He's on the box of green. That's where you used him. You got me. He was on cardboard. All right, let's talk about the box of green. So, good old box of green. Actually, let's stick with Warlords right now, real quick. So, we got these in the starter deck Warlords. These are all good. So, I think this is a great start and gives players a foundation of what we're going to do here. But let's go to the updates. Let's go find Mr. Restov. Not Resto, Restov. Retsov. There we go. I don't know what country this guy's from, but he's bringing dragons. Commander Restov. Can I zoom in? We're getting there. There you go. Doesn't the Shark Punch guy have one eye? Yo, Marcus be uppercutting some people? No, he can't play that card. He's not a fighter. All right, Commander Retsov. +8/+0, 15 AC, 8 skill, 3 HP, level 5 fighter. A lot of fighters. Let's go. Warlord character, Human Knight. Your dragons suffer no loyalty penalty. So that is a hint. There are out-of-faction dragons. They're all not just mercenaries. And they all don't just come in one set, and then AEG forgets about them, and then other companies forget to adopt them later. That's a hint, folks. Limited order. Discard a card. Put an equal or lower level character from your hand into play adjacent to Retsov. So, just straight off the bat, this is one of the legendary Warlords, I believe, that has been confirmed. But so he'll be in the packs, but man, this guy's good. Just at his core, he has to go to the front rank, be put in a line of danger, which is usually where you don't want your Warlord, in order to just say, discard a card, here's a big level 5 in my front rank, and he attacks immediately. So he has a sense of super offensive support, but he has to go to the front to do it. I like, this is kind of like where you look at, the dev guy where I'm like, yeah, that's simple and straightforward. It's kind of cool. This is like an actual choice. Like, do I build my deck to sit in 2, drop these guys and go up? Do I try and put some resources into surviving the front rank and then make sure I do cool things where I drop them in from the front? Like, that's all I'm doing with my hand. Like, there's a few different ways you can go about this. So, big fan of this. I think this will be a huge hit with a lot of people. We obviously don't know which level 5s will be in the new sets, but we know some level 5s and Ancients, and that alone will be really good. But that is Mr. Retsov. Where are we going now? Commander, excuse me, not Mr. Can I zoom in a little bit more? Yeah, there we go. I had to zoom back. It doesn't remember what place I was in. So you all get to just read. Look at this. There's so much information on here. How do you all not know where to find this stuff? His limited order also ignores loyalty penalties. It does not. It would say, like, when your character is being put into play, it would have to say ignoring loyalty penalties. Think about, like, the card bribe. Like, that's where something similar would say that. So you still need to do that. If it's a dragon, then you're game. Unless it's a dragon. There we go. Okay, let's talk about, this has been a focal point of discussions too. Let's get to it. The Box of Greed. So Box of Greed was very much a staple in the old AEG days. Each store got a Box of Greed, and you can get some random rares out of it. I remember going to some events, just getting pulls out of the Box of Greed, seeing how it goes. So turning it into a very awesome box that you get your cards in, and then putting some really good stuff as a way to, you know, recoup a lot of the rares that are not available in Ancients right now. Getting printed versions of these cards is tough for a few reasons. One is obviously they've been out of print forever. And then Josh and Woodrow have to figure out, how do we make a new game but also support an old game if we really want to continue to support an old game? So this is kind of one of the ways you do it. There's secondary markets out there. I'm sure you've seen the prices on them. Yes, they are absolutely insane with these prices. It is what it is. It's been like this for a few years. It's just, I don't know how we got to this point, because I remember giving away so many cards, just being like, yeah, I mean, I have extras of these, you know, they're kind of worthless. Nobody really wants them. Like, here you go. Here's like half a Warlord collection. Like, go like play some stuff and you know, just play Warlord and have fun. I did that to somebody, like a local person from Bayonne. Now, I'm pretty sure the cards I gave to that person and like the sealed stuff is like a couple $1,000s that they got, because these prices are insane. Just finding here, like when we give away stuff, like this is just a stack of old Warlords that came from a collection that I bought. Shout out to Winter up in, I think you're up in New Hampshire now. But old Warlord player from Mess, Crew, Fall River, now again, I think in New Hampshire, but bought Winter's collection, and going through all the cards, it's like, I have so many new Warlords now. Like I really have one of every Warlord for myself, but now I have like so many extras, and that's where a lot of these giveaways come from these Warlords. So some of these Warlords in here, people are selling like Card Game Geek, I think, had it on there. A couple Warlords for like €100. And it's like, what? Why? And I mean, it's because no packs are around, no starter decks are around. People have them in their collections and, you know, hold on to it. It's very unfortunate. It's very hard to build a game with stuff like that. But the Box of Greed will help alleviate a lot of that, because there's some really good cards in here that will help solve that problem. So let's take a look at it. This is also their main way of building in stretch goals, building in extra cards that you can get. It's like reprinting a lot of these like power cards, but then there's some weird cards in here. Like, we'll take a look. So like, this is what like the starting content was, like Ablong's Quick Mail. Nobody plays Ablong's Quick Mail. Get out of here. But Ablong the Maker, that's cool. Demon of Kavar doesn't make decks anymore. You could have saved space there. Minor Miracle, Mass Blessing, Corrin, all amazing. Sethos, amazing. Shadow Reaver. Ada, I feel like there's a lot that people already have, but sure, you need some commons in there. Ada's a great one. Fade Dithanis, I like that. That's a good pick. Mollusk Helm, like, I mean, a lot of the 4E stuff is for some reason hard to get now. But Necklace of Spell Storing is probably a card that's underrated and doesn't see as much play, but it's fine. Names, yeah, there we go. A lot of Warlords on here. Sir Alaron, Sir Lucian, Sir Rowan, Jape, good old Tavis, Torin Yeskar, worth the price of admission alone. Every Ancients deck that's not Sanguinal or Raziel, you're going to put one of those in your deck. We got Trevor, Marcus Shaw. Now, the thing about Marcus Shaw was a promo Warlord. I think you had to like write a letter to AEG. No, that was Sakar. But like Sakar and Marcus Shaw, they were like promo Warlords that you had to do something with AEG, and that was the only way you got these Warlords. I remember at one point I had like a stack of them. So I think they were in, those were some of the ones I gave away. So I gave away like $100 bills because that's how rare they are now. Whoopsie daisy. But this starts with a lot of good, very like, it's only one copy of each, so it's really hard to kind of like build a deck out of it, and everything's so split up. But like a lot of these are very core stuff. Like you need them. There's supposed to be more stuff, but yeah. So this is like the base, and then they're adding more as they get with the stretch goals. I'm just gonna say we need Kargaz in here, folks. Come on, get out with that stretch goal. Where are you guys at? All right, now we're breaking down the tiers. Okay. I apologize for having to drink, but it's either that or my voice gets much more raspy. Raspier? I start losing my voice. It's allergy season, folks. That also doesn't help either. So the different pledge tiers that you can go, and I'm not going to read each one of them. Obviously, there's a few different ones. Some people are like, oh, yeah, the main one starts at $100, which is kind of half true. But we can ignore these big ones. Like, there was a... You know what? We won't ignore the Medusa one. Don't worry. Hey, updated tiers image. Nice. Okay, cool. Oh, some of these weren't in here. Gotcha. All right, so different tiers that you can get as... You see, I'm very happy with the tiers that they have. And there's... It's not a straightforward way, and it's clear that some people need to be held hands here. So I'm here to hold your hands here. But the Brine Fiend tier, with many people who will go into a Kickstarter, there's always that $1 tier. It's like, I just want to say I backed. That's really usually all you get. Like for $1, you're like, cool, I put some money towards this. I'm an investor. They're usually there. Most people probably don't read them. What this $1 tier does is it gives you access to the backer kit, which is very important because now if you don't like any of the bundles that are down below, you can customize a little bit on what you want. Let's say I don't care about sleeves and stuff. I just want extra booster boxes. You can do that. I only want like, you know, I don't know. I only want like the dice. Like literally that's it. Then you can do that. Like there's a whole lot of things you can do with it, but this is the customized one. So do this, then look at add-ons and go from there. Whoa, look at this, Sanji. We already had somebody deleted and banned. I like that. Was that spam? That had to be spam, right? Oh, look at this. I'm big timing it now that I got spam bots coming in. There we go. Love them bots. Okay. But the most important one here is the $1 meet at the end. This is for retail stores. This shows you that there is an investment in brick and mortar. Like the old, that's how Warlord got by. Like I remember good old Bayonne Comics having to pick up the phone, call Mr. Mike Leader, and talk to him about what we need. Like this is how it worked in the days of AEG. And we would get our stuff. Like, so this is showing, again, I don't know if it's going to work exactly that way. I don't think Mike Leader is going to be on the end of the phone, but I don't think Woodrow or Josh is going to be on the end of the phone either. Who knows? But there will be a relationship there with stores, you know, so that they can, you know, get the product as they need. And then that gives all these people who are like, I don't want to invest so much money. Cool. Just work with your stores being like, hey, like I have an interest in playing this game. I have friends and we can kind of get ourselves to play. I think this would be cool to back as a product in your store. And then have them go into it, get the product, and then work with them to build the community. Like that's the ideal model of how games like Warlord survived in the first place. So understanding like that's where the roots of this game came from, like it's very important to have this, and I think it's going to work out for them. So with some of the things, discounted pricing, reduced shipping, all stretch goals. Don't be a douche and be like, yeah, I'm a retailer because I had a store that went bankrupt a while and I still have my license. Like, don't do that. But I mean, you can if you know if you scam Josh and Woodrow, good on you. But kind of a douche move if I say so. But you know, so these two $1 tiers, awesome. The Squire bundle. This is just if you want, you know, you want the starter decks plus a little fun stuff. Like that's what you can go with. The Warlord bundle, I think that's for anyone who, you know, I really just want cards and I want to just go into it. Like that's the one I would recommend. I know $300 is pretty steep, but given what you're getting, again, $360 MSRP, which that's not that bad of a discount. But I think it prices the box agreed pretty high, which I get why it's high. I kind of disagree. I kind of wish the box agreed was literally like a $20 thing with some of these power rares in it, but that's just me. I have no control over that. Sink that secondary market. Let's go. But you get all the starter decks, a booster box, and the box agreed. Like these, and obviously all the stretch goals that come with a lot of this will be fit here. Only one box agreed in the bundle, despite the fact that our artwork shows 3. Whoopsie daisy. Overlord bundle, $460. Like this is the one where I personally went with. You basically get all this stuff from the Warlord, plus a bunch of extra stuff, like good old dice bag. And do you get the dice bag too? I know you get dice, faction dice. I guess they come in the bag. That's cool. I was just going for the dice, but now looking at the image, I see like the little bag. Let's go. That's a callback to some old prize support that we had in Warlord. Yes, let's go. That's the best news I've heard all day. So, and you get a playmat, and you get sleeves, Dragon Shield sleeves. Look, if you are a spoiled individual like myself, like many of the people I know, there is nothing like getting a fresh pack of sleeves and putting in a new deck that you're bringing to an event. Like, always get some fresh sleeves to go. I mean, again, we understand times are tough. The struggle is real. A lot of us go through that. So if you want to use the same sleeves as you've used for 20 years, I think my Sanguinel deck has 20-year-old sleeves on them. And then like the clear white ones that you can't even use anymore. So I get it. But I was like, no, let me treat myself. So I like this bundle. But yeah, if you don't care about, the playmat, dice, and sleeves, then go $300 and use that $160 on something else. Like, get another booster box or get another box agreed or whatever you want to do. Or just, keep that money and buy yourself, you can get a lot of stuff for $160. I don't know. I won't say some of the jokes I was going to say, probably in poor taste. But there's a lot of things you can get for $160 depending where you go. Dragon Lord, you know what? Let's go to these other 2 bundles because you know what? You didn't have an option. They were gone. I remember when this went live, people were waiting for this Kickstarter to go live. I was like, it's not live yet. I'm going to go take a shower. I go and take a shower. I come back and I see my phone's blown up. It's live. Dragon Lord and Medusa Lord already sold out. It's like, I don't even know what those are. But okay. So I believe they sold out in minutes, if I'm not mistaken. They may have even been sold out before launch. Who knows? I don't know if that was like a rumor mill that I heard or if that was the actual truth. But so the Dragon Lord one, you get all that stuff that you got from the other one, plus 4 uncut sheets and 1 random artwork. Asterisk. Ooh, where's the asterisk? Where's the asterisk? I don't see no asterisk. Is it all the way at the bottom? How far down do we have to go for this asterisk? Where is this damn asterisk? Did I miss it? They were not sold out before launch? Okay, cool. So somebody bought them up. Did I miss the asterisk all the way at the top? I'm just giving you people motion sickness now. That's all I'm here for. What do the asterisks mean? I don't know. But you get a random, I guess that's the original art piece. Yeah, original artwork. Yeah. So depending on what it can be, like, I mean, when you look at that, so you go 460, you get 4 uncut card sheets and that. So you're saying like the artwork is like valued at probably like over $1,000. Oh wait, hold on, folks. I think we might need to take a little break here. 1 second. This just in. 1 sec. Ooh, I got something special brewing for you folks. That's right. We got breaking news coming in. I'm going to need you all to bear with me while I do some things behind the scene. But it appears, this is where like I really wish I had like the sound effect or like the screen effect of a new challenger is approaching. Because we have a new challenger approaching. That's what we got cooking. And I just need to get things all set and ready to go. And then it'll make sense on who this person is. This person can see me. I know that. Or actually they can't because my camera's not on in this little Discord conversation that I'm having with them. But I think I could just go ahead and unmute them at least so you can hear them while I work on getting that. Visitor, who are you?
Hey, what's up, chat? What's up, Vac?
Yo.
Congratulations on everything going on in your house, and thanks for taking a moment out to go over the Kickstarter.
Thank you. You've come to getting to the end. I've ripped you apart only a little bit, but not too bad. I think that's fun. Folks, you're going to see some weird stuff. There you go. We got big old Woodrow on the screen. Just ignore the low quality editing job that I am doing literally on the fly just to make this happen. This is what happens when the guy doing the Kickstarter...
Full screen.
I know, right?
Hey, everybody.
You're getting smaller as we go. Don't worry. High production value here on twitch.tv/NirvanaTool. There we go.
We're getting smaller. He's censoring me.
Exactly. But what's going on, Woodrow? What makes you want to just wander into my stream and say hello?
Yeah, I was so excited when I saw you going live. I always appreciate about you, and honestly about everybody, that just the willingness to just say what you want. Like you said, you're our friends, but you're also willing to be completely honest. And I haven't been watching the stream, so I don't know what was said so far. But I just wanted to come in because we have a huge update today, is actually what happened. So if you were to refresh the Kickstarter page, say right now, there's a bunch of new stuff. Sure. Yeah, something more. Absolutely. Good deal. Awesome. You're muted. A little low. How am I doing?
I am
Oh,
muted.
wait.
I'm muted. You're not. I am muted.
Okay.
There we go.
Gotcha.
Good. The least important person here at this point. Because you're actually giving us the new stuff. All right, cool. I've hit refresh here. Let's get you out of the way. Why are you here? I'm not putting you over me. Get out of here. People come to see me and my hats. Oh wait, now you're covering chat. All right, you're gonna cover me.
No, I'm looking around for a hat. I have a lot of things in this office. A hat is not one of them.
See, this is why people come to me instead of you. Alrighty, let's see. We've refreshed. Where are we going? How low are we going?
Well, let's the big ticket items for me that I'd like to show. Let me join you a little bit here.
Oh, okay.
So I would recommend. So the first thing that I would say is really noteworthy is that right below the box of greed and right above the pledge tiers is a little spot.
Yeah, scrolling up past the chibis. We haven't gotten to the chibis yet.
Oh, that'll be a good time. There's a spot that says just up. I know it's a big page.
Wait, where?
Up a little bit above the pledge tiers.
Above the pledge tiers.
Go up.
Oh, there we go. We are here. Let's go.
There you go. That. So a lot of people don't have cards. That's coming to light right now, and a lot of people want to play. And as a publisher, a lot of publishers are loath to sort of get the ability to play into people's hands at the risk of like, oh no, well, this will teach your community to print cards instead of buy them or something. But to be honest, Warlord's just a fantastic game. I think people playing it is a selling point, and it's fun. It's meant to be played. Obviously, you probably covered where working with Team Covenant, and Tom Vassell had done a review a long time ago with Warlord, and these are people who play tons and tons and tons of games and who are genuinely just like enamored with Warlord. Zach, I know, has pledged a ton to the Kickstarter. I don't want to dox him, but or like out him, especially if his significant other is watching, which I'm sure they're not. But Tom Vassell as well. He's like, hey, I'm backing this Kickstarter because I love Warlord, and Tom is somebody who plays thousands of games. So we know the game is fun to play. We know our game isn't bad, and so we thought we should probably, for all these people who don't have cards but want to try it, or all these people who want to run demos, or retailers, whoever, we wanted to put something in your hands, a tool for you to play with and a tool for you to teach with, and that is that. So if you click on that battle now, it will download for you. I don't know if you'll be able to pull it up easily.
We got there.
Okay.
Look at that.
You got it. There you go.
Showing the decks. Oh, look at this. We're including Brine Fiends inside of an elf deck. Now we're talking.
Yeah, it's good to teach, right? Why does this have a different border? And what does it mean for me? That's a speaking moment, right?
Oh, we got Kenya in here. We got Erg. All right, we're loving some Erg. Mad Pat. We saw Mad Pat. We knew that was coming.
To steal something from Team Covenant stream yesterday, ergonomics.
There we go. Yeah, cheap sword. There we go.
30 card decks, 30-card decks, nothing fancy. Everything is, like one ability or just, there's reacts, there's orders, obviously no feats. But it's just to teach the ranks and teach everything. And then you've got rules cards at the bottom that cover, the glossary covers everything that's written there. And then there's like phases of play and types of orders. And then there's a QR code that links to the quick start rules. So this is learn Warlord in a can, teach Warlord in a can, play Warlord in a can. It is what you want. And it all has the new templating on all the cards. So
there we go. And you have the blessing of the company to just print and play. Just remember, folks, right around between Magic Missiles and Vactus, that's where the decks separate.
Now look at the bottom. There's something that says NTH demo and ELF demo.
NTH demo and LLH. I don't see
it's
that.
down in the bottom where rarity would be.
Oh, gotcha.
And set name and everything. It's kind of minor. There could be more like clear. We could have done as much or as little as we wanted to it, and we decided that this is about right.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, at the very bottom it's like elf demo.
Yeah.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
This is awesome. Again, because this covers exactly like you said. This is people are like, how do I pick up and play this game now? You can now do that. You can see how this works. And again, this is just a demo one. It's very simple. I know, like when you guys were demoing with the preview decks at Gen Con, there was a lot of moving pieces for those decks. These are a lot simpler, a lot more straightforward. So happy to see you guys kind of take that route there.
Yeah, I actually ran demos the other day at a local store, and I would encourage other people to go to your stores as well and just print this off, or if you have two decks, call a friend and meet up at the store and just share about Warlord with the owner. We had a great time, and what I ended up doing was I brought existing Warlord cards without the new templating, and I just said, pretend every one of these text boxes is blank, unless it says move or range strike. Everything else is blank, and that's what I was doing for like 10 and 12-year-olds. But to be honest, it was like one game in for each of them, or like halfway through a game, like, no, I want to use this react. Come on, no, I'm reacting. We're not doing this. No, these cards have text. I've read them. I can figure out what they do, and we were rolling. But to start off with, you need to scale it down. I think these are probably a good spot where you can actually just use the text box. Each of these cards is very, very vanilla, very straightforward, captures the essence of Warlord, and I think the decks are relatively balanced. So this should be a good time.
It's a lot of Brunter's Helm. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Vactus already has the order to move forward. He's definitely getting there when you have 3 Warhorse, 3 charge.
He's going to get there, but Mad Pat's not going to be able to offer as much as Artheon does. So that's sort of the trade-off, right?
You warmed my heart by putting Artheon in here. We need to bring back Artheon Jiggerol in the meta. But
no comment.
You got Bone Golem. Look at this. So how many
Is it good? Is it good to use Tazian to prevent the wound?
That's the only Necromancer you have.
It's the only one in there.
That's too funny. That's too funny. You know what? There's no soft leather arbor, so you're doing better than that. Come on.
But yeah, so this is a way that we just we hear everybody. This isn't a new game, so part of the reason we didn't do this initially is because Warlord is not a new game, right? It's been around since 2001, but at the same time, it is a new game if you're new to it. And so the reason we didn't do this on launch, whereas sometimes other TCGs, CCGs will just go ahead and say, okay, here's something to try it out. We kind of didn't really anticipate that we wanted to do that because we were thinking, well, the cards are out there and, people can figure out a place to go and find some images or go to Tabletop Simulator if they want. But then we thought, we should just just do something, because we want people to be able to see the new templating and be able to teach it a little bit easier than before, because those text boxes for us look a lot different than what the old AEG and Phoenix Interactive text boxes look like. So like Mistress Alondra looks a lot different. Tresvin looks a lot different. So
Yeah, did you see though, like Riding Horse, and actually this is, I don't even remember now thinking back to some of the Gen Con decks, but like Riding Horse doesn't use the word journey, it just says move forward one. Oh, because journeys move forward or backward, so it wouldn't do that. Never mind. Hey, I'm learning as I go too.
Jump has journey, and Jump has journey, but it also has reminder text, which is the old text for the card, so it's kind of a goofy one, but
you have the space on that card, so you could do that.
Yeah. We teach in the common and uncommon rarities. We try and teach. That's where we're taking some burden away from, like, we don't want people to go and hunt down rules. We want them to just be able to, like, okay, there's this common which is teaching me what this rare does.
Very nice. I think this is definitely a great addition to the campaign, and we had the breaking news. I love it. You were just like, Vac, I see you talking about this. Like,
this is not the only update. There's like 3 or 4 more that are this big.
Alrighty, so there we go. First one down. We solved some problems where people have decks. Okay, so that's number one. Where do you want to go now?
Hover on these rules for a second. Well,
you want to hover on the rules? Let's see.
Yeah, the rules are good, and just going over those quickly to help people see what to do. So on the left, how to set the game up, and then the turn phases, all right there. That gets you the macro explanation of the game, and then types of orders. So basically, like, what you can do on your turn, which is explained that during the order phase you give an order, and then you move over to this orders card. You can also pass. And then there's just a glossary, which just, tells you what banishing does, what an inter-react is, what a react is in general, what an order is in general, what movement means, spent, stunned, all those things as they come up. It's in alphabetical order. You just keep those little cards right next to you, and you can teach on the fly. And then there's a QR code that goes to the quick start rules in case somebody wants like a visual guide or needs that kind of thing as well. So I don't know. We're trying to give tools to the players, and trying to give tools to especially retailers as well, or players who want to go to their retail store and essentially share about Warlord.
Great. Monty Cora wants to know who's winning. I think the community is winning at this point, Monty. There you go.
Between the two decks, I am curious to see if they're if one of them ends up being considered better. But I think they're pretty. It's going to be pretty role dependent. I mean, you have Artheon. You have range strikes on the elf side, and then you have a lot of movement and a big hulking warlord on the other side. So then you have Mad Pat that counters Brine Fiend. I don't know. There's kind of like a little meta here.
Yeah, if I had to, and let's see, Urg is the level 1 starter. So while Artheon is shooting, Urg is redirecting to the one that you want to go with.
Ergonomics.
There you go. Does it set? You don't have defined starting armies, so the players can choose if they want Mad Pat or if they want double Sixla. You can go with that too.
They could, yeah, but that's nice as well. If you're doing like multiple demos and the person goes, I really liked Sixla, I'd rather trade out Mad Pat for Sixla. As a demo runner, you can say, yeah, let's play again and try that, and see what happens this time, and they can get that feeling of changing out their starting army a little bit.
Very nice.
And these are the decks. These are the warlords that I think Zach and Steven used back when I went out to Oklahoma and shot all that footage with them, which feels like forever ago now, but kind of in their learn to play deck that was, or game that Josh helped them through. These were the warlords they used, so I thought it'd be fun to do.
Awesome stuff. So there you go. If you want to be like Team Covenant, you now can. You can play the same decks that they played. So
yep.
For everybody, and again,
ergonomics.
Yeah, we were talking to you all about a lot of the things that we've been seeing just from players is kind of like I need to see more. What's the whole card list in that? And like I've kind of, again, you weren't listening. My opinion on that was like it doesn't matter. Like you have enough of a grasp, one with the Warlord on where these decks are going, but two, if you wanted to see what like a deck, like what other cards other than Warlords will be like, you have the Gen Con preview decks you can look at. But now you have even more too. Like this is core of the game. There's no new cards in here, but you could see now, like this is really what is the base of the game and what it feels like when you're going to pick it up, especially if you're going to be a kitchen table player. If you're going to be a competitive player, you probably already have a bigger grasp beyond these, but you now have a tool to teach somebody to at least figure out what it is, and then hand them like an Ancients deck, and then here you go, throw you to the wolves.
Yeah, and everybody starts somewhere. If you want to go to the Warlord Pro Tour, you start at the kitchen table like everybody else, right? You get taught through something like this. I think you were mentioning that people want to see. Were you saying people want to see the entire Into the Acordland set?
Yes, like that was one of the things too. Okay. It's like, cool, I see all the starter decks. I don't know what's in the starter decks. Can I see a deck list of all the starter decks before I know what I'm spending my money on? My answer was, you probably don't even know what any of this means if you shared you the whole list. Like, that's just not reality and not how it goes. But you get a grasp.
That's totally fair. That's a fair desire. We have a spoiler season coming up that we're not in the midst of now. Like we need to make a retail push as well. We can't have everything be, just for us through Kickstarter. We also need to make a special moment, right, for our local game stores who have a lot going on. We need to make a special event for them so that they can have some excitement at their store as well. And if we take all the excitement for ourselves, we wouldn't be very good partners to them if we did that. So
you heard it here, folks. Woodrow does not care about your own desires. It's everybody's in this together. He cares about everybody's.
We're trying to please a lot of people right now. That's true.
Exactly, but great stuff.
Sure.
What about update number 2? Where do you want to go?
Oh, good. Yeah. Let's see. Let's just go straight down to the pledge tiers, just right below it.
Brine Fiend, meet at the end.
Yeah. So before we, since those tiers were so modular, we kind of expected people to have like a basic understanding of Kickstarter, and I think that was completely unfair of us. If it's one of those things where if you use it, sure, you have an understanding, but if you've never used it, which I think is the case for a lot of people coming to this Kickstarter, they're like, we love Warlord, or we've heard about Warlord, but we don't know what Kickstarter is. So they don't know to even go to the reward tier, and this was happening, with Hometown Friends. This was happening over the internet. This was being, this is support emails, all kinds of stuff. They're like, why can I only buy a starter? Or I don't even think starter bundle. Why is it only a Warlord bundle? And it's like, no, you can put $1 in and just go shopping. If you just like these sleeves, if you have like some kind of orc barbarian in, Dungeons and Dragons, and you just want those sleeves because you feel like it matches your character, you can do that. But it wasn't clear based on the campaign story, and we didn't have a graphic or anything. So we wanted to put Brine Fiend in there, and we needed to put Meat at the End as well, because there's so much rhetoric around Kickstarter, especially for retailers, that they feel like Kickstarter is anti-retail. That a lot of them don't use it. So we wanted to make sure we updated the campaign story to have those $2 tiers, and we also put the Squire in as well, just so that all of it's visible.
There we go. Yeah, and I think when I was going through this, I saw that these were here, and I just always assumed they were here. I think we were talking about them right before you jumped on. Someone in chat said, oh, they added some stuff. That's cool. And I'm like, I didn't even realize that.
Yep.
So,
that's funny.
But you know why? Because yeah. I read what the tiers were, but now you have pictures. Woodrow takes care of you. There you
go. Yeah, you shouldn't. And it's totally fair. You shouldn't have to go to the rewards tab, especially if you're not familiar with Kickstarter. Now you can go through the campaign story. You can see that something's there. These are one of the pledge tiers. I want this. I'm clicking on it. Nothing's happening, so I need to go somewhere else. So then you head over to the rewards tab, hopefully. A lot of people are using mobile, so it's kind of split up. And then further down. We're on
Chibi Land. Oh, we're seeing a little bit of face over here.
Oh. All the way down past the sleeves in the add-ons.
We are at the sleeves, and here we go.
Further
retailers.
Down. Yeah. You make it to retailers.
Yep, we're there.
Got a little bit of stream lag. So, retailers. Previously, we didn't really have any information in the campaign story for retailers, which was just a mistake and an oversight on our part. There's no world in which we do well with Warlord, or Warlord is successful where retailers aren't a huge partner. We need retailers for the Overlord program, for instance, and Dragonlord programs to do well. We don't have those programs if we don't get retailers to buy in and figure out ways to incentivize them buying in and support them. And we left them out of the campaign story, which I think is just, it's just an oversight and a mistake. And there's reasons for that, but we have them in there now. And we have not only a little bit of an explainer for them, because again, a lot of retailers don't mess with Kickstarter much. Some of them, especially locally, the ones I'm talking to are saying, I've never backed a Kickstarter ever in my life, and this is going to be the first one I back. And when I go there, I don't see anything for retailers. And so I said, okay, well, you guys need a section. If you scroll down just a little bit, so it's got a little blurb, of course, the friend of the inn. Then under additional resources, there is a details and guidelines form, which just kind of like lets you know whether you qualify or not, and gives you a little bit more information, free shipping on orders over $500, that kind of stuff. And then there is in-store order forms. So if you are, let's say you're a player and you want your store to get into this, you could take that order form and say, hey, if you want to, this thing's going on, and you can take pre-orders, in the store. Ask, show the game to people, maybe demo the game to people, and help the game store owner kind of get an idea of what people want. Do several people want faction-themed decks? If they're interested in that, then maybe they need to buy 2 displays to accommodate that, and just see what happens with it. Do people like it? Do they want more? Should they order more? Just a way for them to kind of get signups from people. Pre-orders.
Exactly. And then you got the nice little flyer there for them. Look at that.
Yeah, and then there's just a little flyer. There's enough space in the top left and top right. You could put, demo now. You can put your store logo. You can do whatever you want to that, and it's got the product mock-ups and everything. So
great stuff.
Mm-hmm. And that area of the Kickstarter will likely be expanding, but I just wanted to go ahead and get it out today for people to have, going into the weekend. I know this weekend I'm going to Northern Kentucky / Cincinnati to run demos, it sounds like. I think I'm seeing messages about that. And yeah, I think people, a lot of people have asked the question, a lot of Warlord players or interested parties have asked the question, we want to help this campaign, or we want to help Warlord, or we want to make it more known because this game is incredible. And we are, we're really vibing with this movement and this campaign, this story, the game, and what can we do? And so this is putting tools in your hand. Now you have demo decks. Now you have something to point retailers to. You have things that you could even print off and take for them. And then, obviously, if you go to a game store and you're mentioning Warlord, please buy something from that place. Please buy something and be extremely, kind. And if you take a friend with you, cover their snacks for the day. This, I think there's a lot of the grassroots stuff that was in the early days of like your Magics or your the big 3 card games that we kind of have lost over time, where we just expect everything to be handed to us and everything to be online, and we've kind of lost the human component of these type of projects and these type of games, and I think we don't want to lose that with Warlord. And I think I would love to see people going out to their local game stores and connecting and touching game store carpet instead of the joke, right, is that gamers need to go out and touch grass. I think card gamers should go out and touch game store carpet again.
You can get that artificial turf, make it feel like you're walking on a baseball field.
AstroTurf, that probably, if you owned a game shop, I could imagine you doing that.
I mean, come on, that'll just help. No more plantar fasciitis from standing on hard concrete floors. I mean, my old game store was just that. It was just hard concrete. It hurt. And those chairs definitely didn't help my back anyway.
This just in, by the way, we heard from our Gen Con rep that we're not going to be in the stadium this year, which we are thrilled about. We have dedicated space and HQ table and everything, and we'll be in the con center. We just found that out, I think, yesterday.
There you go. You don't see all those people complaining about the walk. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You have to
all those people was me. I was so tired of that walk.
just having to go to the bathroom, you have to do like 20 minutes of cardio before you get to pee.
It was the scene from Rocky, right? If you had to go to the bathroom, it was the scene from Rocky all over again. And you were dancing like Rocky because it took so long to get to the bathroom.
But I do again. There's that. That's the give of it. The take, of course, being that for anyone who's a football fan, you're literally on the field that the Colts play, which is like a real cool experience. So definitely check that out when you're at Gen Con. But now that you don't have to run your events there, that means more people will come and visit you at least. So definitely a positive thing.
There was a solid 10 seconds of feels good being in the stadium each day. And then after that 10 seconds was over, there was 10 hours of, man, I wish I was in the con center. So we're really happy that we're there this year.
There we go.
Next thing on the campaign, honestly, there's a bunch of small stuff, but I won't bore you with it. I think these are the big things for me. These are the big ticket items. And I don't know where you're at in your review. Sorry to come in blindside you. I didn't know Chris was doing this. He didn't know I was going to come on. We just kind of rolled with it. He's got a lot going on at the house. I have a 5th grade graduation to go to here in about 40 minutes. So a lot of moving parts today, but I just wanted to come on and say hi and see if you had any questions, chat had any questions for me while I'm here, and cover a couple things. That's new as well. We put some of our fulfillment partners up. I know people like to see names, that way they can know exactly who it's going through. Board Game Bliss, Bosco out of Ontario, wonderful guy. Met him at Gamma, and they do really a great job. They were recommended by Cephalofair Games to us. Where to go, also recommended by Cephalofair. To be honest, most of our fulfillment partners came from Cephalofair. Fulfillment being not distribution, but just getting the Kickstarter orders where they need to go. So we pretty much kind of followed Cephalofair, who published Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, and is sort of like a company friend to our company. We kind of followed their fulfillment partners and have been really happy with each of them and sort of their track record and what they mean for Warlord fulfillment.
That's awesome. Yeah, I know. And like the shipping and fulfillment, also another big hot topic that we saw with people, especially when you deal with internationalness. Like every game has these pain points, and every international player has this worry. It's like, okay, cool, you're showing me this awesome product. Am I going to have to wait 3 months and then we're paying an exorbitant amount in shipping to get it? So having these partners here makes that, again, the ultimate goal of a Kickstarter is, 1, to make the game, 2, to get it in the hands of the players. So having these partners here is very awesome. So good to see you adding in there. We can throw it go ahead.
We had these the whole time. Just to be clear, we had these the whole time. We just didn't have their logos on the Kickstarter, but we thought it would be good to put up. We made these are things that came to fruition during Gamma, so months and months and months ago.
All right, how much time do we have for you? Because we can shoot a Q&A. Like, I got some questions. The chat, I'm asking them for some questions. We can just throw them at you if you want. If you're ready for that. You ready to get blindsided by some of these?
Yeah, that's fine. Sure, 15 minutes. Let's say 15, 20 minutes.
Alrighty. Let's start the clock somewhere. That'd be like top of the hour-ish. Okay. How about Sandington's first question? What faction is the first Medusan Lord?
Ooh. I know the answer to this. Obviously, by the way, there were 2 Medusan tiers in the Kickstarter, and we'll be working them into the rotation as well. The first Medusan, the thing that I want to say about the first Medusan is that, you know how we broke each of the factions into sort of branches? It's still just 6 factions, but the first Medusan comes from one of the sort of minor stripes of a faction. So if it was Devrinians, previously it was Royal Devrinia, I think was the big one. And then Dwarves, it was like the Oath of the Watchers, the Guardians. And then Elves, it was the Undying. Free Kingdoms, it was the Crown Lands. Mercenaries, it was the Monsters. And Nothrog, it was the sort of the Orc Legion, or Legion of War, I believe it's called now. It won't be any of those. So it'll come from one of the other stripes.
Ooh, there you go. That's answering the question while keeping it a surprise. I like that. It's a good touch of doing that. So there you
I
go.
eliminated a few things. I don't want to answer that directly, but I eliminated a few things.
Oh man, I want to tack on that. Do we know? Has the person publicly revealed who was the Medusan backer that you have here? Because that's where I was at in my analysis when you jumped on. I was getting ready to start talking about that and cover the idea that here's a Medusan Lord, you can now buy it. Whereas some people might be like, well, you have to have previously earned it. So I want to ask, one, has that person revealed themselves? And two, what was your thinking in terms of making it a pledge tier versus something that's earned?
Sure. So first off, there's actually two of them. I don't know what's up with Kickstarter's interface. Sometimes it's a website. It's got little bugs and it happens. But there's actually two of them, and it's sold out, two of two. I don't know why it displays as one. It absolutely does display as one backer, but it's not. It's two separate backers. I think backer number 9 and backer number 45, something like that. We have names. I don't think they've revealed anything publicly, and we're not in a hurry to do so either. Why did we sell them?
Wait here, without outing them, do I know who they are?
Oh,
just yes or no?
Yeah.
You think so? Okay, that's it. You think I would know who they are? Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. And then just in terms of making it as a tier versus something earned, what were your thoughts there?
Yeah, we had talked about this. We talked about our project for a long time with a lot of different people, and I talked with John Zinzer for a long time about what kind of stuff do you think, if you were doing this, kind of hit me with ideas you would have or things that you think would be fun. And he said, just set the tone for what a Medusan Lord is. Set the tone. Just almost sort of put a price tag on it. What what is it like to have a one of one? What is that valued at? And then give a fan or two the opportunity to do the ultimate thing in the game that they haven't been able to play in current publishing for so long. It's just a fun thing, and an exciting thing for the two people who did it. So that's pretty much it.
Yep. So 10 grand earned it. There you go. I think that earns it.
We didn't need it, right? And we knew we didn't need it. We knew so far in terms of numbers on the Kickstarter, everything is exactly as we expected. We could have done more. We certainly could have done less. But this is about what we expected based on everything that was going on. And we knew we didn't need something like this, but it was a fun thing. So this is the Kickstarter. You can see we're naming cards, we're doing stuff, we're trying to have a little bit of fun. And I think two Medusan Lords being there as tiers is adds to the fun, adds to the speculation and the sort of everything going on.
Gotcha. I'm going to speed run through some of the questions because I know the answers to them. Like Jared was asking product availability at Gen Con. I believe the answer is no. It's just going to be at the events, correct?
At the events, win an event, and you might get some more product, but not for sale.
There we go. Our Smurf Pedro wants to know if cards are already in print or are they set up for changes. Given that you are doing the name a card contest, I imagine they are not printing. So I think that's the answer to that one.
Very soon.
There we go. All right, so somebody was taking a guess on what faction the Medusan is. Let's go to Rodrigo. He wants to know, have you guys designed The Chosen faction banner for the eventual possible dual faction characters? So like a men's or
actually
the altar, which Josh will never let leave this game. Don't you worry.
I don't mind revealing that no, we haven't yet. And I say that not as like the Chosen's biggest hater or anything, but we have to. This is something that sort of has been coming up lately in the Team Covenant community sort of side of the conversation is that we need to be kind of laser focused on getting new players onboarded, and we need to mitigate or sort of limit the amount of like previous player focus. And the Siren's Call will always be for Josh and I to serve our family, serve our Warlord family that has been here with us for forever, that we've been a part of for forever. We've known for 20 years, some of you. That's the Siren's Call. But it's a trap because if we play into that too much, we're going to be alienating and causing issues for people coming in. So it's really weird. Like as a publisher, it's a really weird challenge to try and tackle, and that's where like the Box of Greed is an interesting product because we're trying to like do a little bit of both, like invite new people, but also like please old people, and not age wise old, but the legacy player base. And so it's just been interesting, and I think Chosen, while fun, I get it. I think they add to the noise in a way that I don't think is helpful. And you have people, we're promoting Alliance and maybe against our better judgment Ancients as well, but we're promoting these other non-rotating formats, and that's kind of causing people to feel like, oh, we're supposed to go out and buy singles for these things right now and try and collect these 4,500 cards. And it's not true. People don't actually need to do that. But the more that we, kind of show them old stuff, the more that they're going to want to go and try and get the things to support it. And so if we were showing Chosen right now, I think people would go out and try and collect Chosen. And we don't really want to signal them to do that. So
yeah, Chosen is not for the faint of heart at all. But
if you want the ultimate Warlord challenge, go mess with the Chosen.
Exactly, they are the side quests of Warlord veterans. If you've conquered all the other factions and you want to try and win with an underdog, go to Chosen. They have some great stuff you guys can do, and it's some cool stuff. They are not a beginner faction at all. But I do want to piggyback off of one thing you said with Alliance, and just ask you: are there plans for Alliance to have like pre-con structure decks that people can like pick up and play Alliance? And like, will it be kind of like how a starter deck is, but like it's a built-out Ancients deck? Anything like that in the works?
It is cool, I thought.
That type of product, plans might be a strong word. Contingency plans might be a little more accurate. We obviously, for the Kickstarter, we wanted to keep our SKUs down. We wanted to keep our number of SKUs down because that is something that, just like a lot of players, a lot of gamers in different gaming spaces are having sort of like game fatigue and product fatigue. Retailers are doing the same. They're sick of so many SKUs. We would like to do something like that. What that would give us the opportunity to do would be if Ancients is still popular, if we're hearing from our player base, consumer base that, hey, we're loving Ancients, the new people come in and they're like, you know what, loving Saga, and some of us love Ancients as well, please support us. That's a good way to print stuff directly back into Ancients and get things in the rotation. And then obviously continues to be an invitation to Alliance if Alliance is popular. So we are absolutely open to the idea of doing some like starter decks for Alliance. But planned, we're not sketching those out right now. We have like the vision is done on that type of product.
It is cool,
but we don't have any even the structure of it isn't very far along.
Gotcha. What about Overlords? Pedro was wondering, in the same vein that we got the question from the Medusa Lords, like, do we know what faction that will be? And actually, more so, the first Overlord, do we know when it would happen? Would it come around like maybe the first expansion after Into the Accordlands? Will there be an Overlord within the first release as you start getting retailers signed up? Any thoughts there?
Very soon.
Very soon.
That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say is very soon on the Overlord. And then obviously once Overlords are in circulation, a Dragon Lord must appear. And then there's Medusa Lords around. So it's on its way.
Alrighty. This is going to be I imagine this is going to get a long-winded answer out of you. So let's hit you with this one. Child of Fury says, how do future expansions plan to mess with the cards/design space? Will it be more flavor-wise, or will it be more mechanical stuff? Like what? I guess what card design space? What kind of themes are you going to explore with the expansions?
Sure.
Do you have like certain mechanical things that you want to go? Do you want to go more flavor-wise? Kind of like, I mean, like a good marriage would be like counterattack and sneak attack. Like those were the whole themes of the set, and they worked around a certain mechanic of entering play or, repost. Mm-hmm. So I think, is it that, or is it going to be more flavor-wise? I think that's what Child of Fury is asking.
it will be the marriage of both. But I just want to point out that one of the things that made us so excited about creating this comprehensive rules, shifting the burden away from the text box, all these things, I know I've been saying this now for like 2 years. Everybody has to be absolutely sick of me saying this, but this has been so on our heart for Warlord because the game's fantastic. We just needed to move some things around so that when you look at Method, you go, okay, cool, I see what this does. And all the other noise is gone unless you need it, and then it's on the card if you need to reference it. But clearing out these text boxes has really given us a way to incorporate new design spaces and new mechanics and those kind of things. And the answer is that we'll do both simultaneously. The mechanics should be telling the story of the set. The mechanics should be reinforcing the flavor of the set. If the set's happening in a frozen tundra, maybe there's a lot of spend and stun effects, and maybe there's a lot of maybe you're so cold that you can't heal or something like that. Wounds can't be removed or reduced. There can be just a lot of stuff that you do, and we just have more room on text boxes to do that now. And the information is delivered to you visually in such a way that you can parse it quicker. And so we have room for more. We have room to expand and get more complex. Right now, we're just riding this wave of simplicity and elegance, and doing a lot with a little. I say this after we just spoiled Karak Stonejaw, who's pretty wordy and heavy and technical, and has an extremely high skill ceiling like built into him. But no, we plan on going elegant. We plan on marrying mechanics with story and using mechanics to tell the story.
There you go. All right, we got a few more minutes, right? We'll go over the speed round. Let's see.
I like JK. I'm gonna.
You want to drop in on one?
Lawling. Yeah. So the pink name, JK Lawlings. I think doing a bit of both is expected. I think this was back when we were talking about serving two communities, or serving two masters. I think JK Lawling says I think doing both is a bit of both is to be expected. I think the challenge is to make an influx of new players feel welcome and invited to be part of the family. And yeah, I think that's our challenge, is to again serve like these two different player segments. One thing that's made me feel really encouraged, I don't necessarily see everything because I'm like siloed doing meetings until very late and meetings that start early in the morning, but what I'm hearing is that the existing Warlord community is doing a pretty good job of onboarding people who are interested. I'm hearing about cards being mailed out. I'm hearing about free giveaways. I'm hearing about a lot of mentorship type things, and that I think the Warlord community has been together for so long. We've kind of become too familiar and sort of like a fraternity that's hard to penetrate. But now I think in this special moment in time, the Warlord community has done a really good job. The existing Warlord community has done a really good job of sort of opening the door and just ushering everybody in. Come on in, and expanding that family. So I think a lot of that is up to the community to do JK Lawlings, but then you're right. We also have our duty as a publisher to make sure we are servicing the newcomers, and hopefully everybody who's from the legacy player base kind of understands that that's the position we're in. I hope both market segments understand that we need to please both of you, because we don't need the legacy players to go on social media and scream on all of our posts and say you betrayed us. But at the same time, we won't have a game, and we won't have people to go play with, and we won't be at the retail level successfully, and helping game store owners put food on the table if we don't have a giant influx of new players. So that's the tightrope we walk. We're doing our best. Worth mentioning, we're not a big publisher. We're not Hasbro Wizards of the Coast. we don't have a team of hundreds of people. We're not a medium-sized publisher. We are solidly small right now, but we will grow. And right now we like being small, even because we can just hone in on a very specific vision at every turn. But I'm excited for Warlord's future. I think this Kickstarter, it's doing what we expected, but at the same time, feels kind of good to see the validation.
Gotcha. We're at the top of the hour, so I don't want you to be late for your graduation. There's a few more questions, but
Yeah,
I think
five, 2 more minutes. Yeah, or a couple more
you
questions.
still
it's
have
fine.
more time. You're going to make this graduation in that time. How far is it?
I don't actually know. My wife will come tell me. she's the ultimate timer. It'll be her stern scowl.
Oh, but no, I don't know. Your wife is very sweet. She may be like, I'm not going to interrupt him. He's in the middle of a really important business meeting with some loud New Jersey folks. We know not to disturb those people. So who knows? She might be sitting here waiting, like, oh, hang up on the phone. But all right,
She'll let me know.
let's rattle off some of these ones. A lot of people
Sure.
keep asking, oh, any spoilers for the stream? Don't worry, folks. I already tried to shake him down. His pockets were empty. He has no spoilers to give.
Pockets aren't empty. I didn't know this was happening, and he didn't know that. Neither of us knew this was going to happen, kind of thing. Chris knew he was going to stream, but I didn't know I was coming on. He didn't know I was coming on, and no, there's no spoilers planned for the stream.
Yeah, like I tried to goad it out of you in just our PMs back and forth this morning. Be like, I was like, hey, I'm going to do a stream. You got anything for me? And you gave me the corporate answer of, oh no, we need to wait, or the real tail answer, which is the real one. So sorry, folks, you ain't getting any exclusive stuff from me. You get Woodrow. He's exclusive. Him showing up is a spoiler. Like we didn't really expect it.
A huge update to the campaign story today. That's the update, which we'll have an update out soon, probably after the graduation.
Exactly. I spoiled the print and play, not Team Covenant playing them, making a actually high production value video out of it. You got the crop job that I gave you guys. It's all good. People were asking about.
There's room for all content creators of all sizes, and I think that space is about to grow as well.
It's all right. You can admit you like my channel more than Team Covenant. It's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to say anything. It's okay. We understand this. It's unspoken.
I'm not gonna play favorites.
There's a question about dungeons. Are they going to be in the first set? I think the answer is no. I think you've already covered that previously. So no dungeons.
There's no way. Just it creates noise.
Child of Fury is asking if you're going to do any kind of unhinged, unglued style set. I guess maybe that's coming from somebody uppercutting a hammerhead shark in that kind of parody vein. But will there be a parody set down the line?
I think that's. I think that can segue. Did you say you got to the chibis yet?
We didn't get to the chibis. Don't worry. I had opinions on the chibis, but we didn't get to them yet.
I don't. Yeah, and I mean, I think you should share those. You should share your own sort of first reaction to that. But I think there is, for a lot of people who are visiting our campaign and falling in love with Warlord and the whole thing, I think they're sort of riding this this wave of like beautiful fantasy art, beautiful traditional fantasy art, and I'm right there with them. And they really like the sort of serious tones of Warlord as well. And I'm right there with them. But I think it's okay, and at least we obviously feel like it's okay to also have a little bit of fun. And so like the Shark Punch type stuff is, yeah, it's fun. It's for Tide Turner. It just got named today. The name of it is Tide Turner. Those things are fun, and I feel like that is fun in a way that doesn't take away. Maybe the chibis, I definitely understand how the chibis could be a distraction for some people in like a what moment. And yeah, I mean, I think like my kids are extremely excited for the chibis. They have a list. They each want to do the Warlord pledge, and so they have like a list of chores with a dollar amount next to it, and they're ticking it off every day. They each have I think like $90 in savings, and they're adding to that every day through chores, which we're kind of like granting them money. But it's just they're so excited, and I think a lot of people are. But I understand that some of this stuff is like immersion breaking if you just really all you care about is like being serious and and dark and heavy and adult themed all the time. Sure, I understand how somebody punching a shark and letting the community name it could be too silly for you. And chibi as well. Chibi, like I understand, that's just a whole visual disconnect. It's like jarring, I imagine, for some people. But again, we wanted to have some fun and wanted to play some games with the social media. Unglued, unhinged was the exact question.
Yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know, those are the sets where like you rip up your cards, or you like pick your nose, or do like just completely goofy stuff, and then cards are based around that.
The favorite was Ashnod's coupon. make someone buy you a soda. That was great.
I think there was one where you would open up a pack and like put any creatures from that pack into play.
Yeah, exactly.
Silly stuff. That is not something that's on my desk. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh has some like secret file somewhere, some dirty secret file that is his brainchild and I'm not aware of. But no, we don't have any plans for anything like that. I mean, we want to have a little bit of fun. Like, we want to have the occasional joke. I think people fall in love with, your Huggins characters or your Shark Punch, that kind of thing, because they're serious, but also a little silly, and we want to do more of that. Chibis, not so much. That was kind of a one-time thing for the Kickstarter, and then Unglued Unhinged, zero plans at all. Not even on the vision board.
There you go. And I will share my opinions on the chibis. Again, like Woodrow's already kind of said in turn, he was very polite. Woodrow, you do not have to endorse or anything about what I'm about to say. I thought the outrage of chibis existing was just unfounded. I think it's you just hate the style of chibis, and you made it cloud your decision that this free promo that is a stretch goal is a bad thing and that is a tragedy and hurts Warlord game. I saw that. I'm like, guys, grow the fuck up. Like, I'll be honest with you all. Like, it's a free stretch goal. It's a cool, different way. I adamantly disagree with all of you. I think there's a room for custom art in any kind of game like this. As long as you pay the artist, make sure that, like, if you want to do your own style of artwork, even on some of these untapped games, it's always encouraged. So, like, when you do something like this as a extra tier reward for a Kickstarter, you can be like, yeah, cool, I don't want it. That's fine, and that's totally cool. But to say that it like sullies the rest of it, it's like, all right, you're just overreacting. Shut up. that is my hot take. And you do not have to respond. And you should not respond to what my opinion is there, Woodrow. As a PR person.
I'm a huge empath. I'm a huge empath. I understand. Hey, baby. I am live on the internet right now. You want to say hi? Come over in front of the camera. Look right up
Look
here.
at this, our second special guest. What's going on?
Roshik, are you excited for the Chibi Warlords?
Yes.
Get up here.
There you go.
Let's see if we can get your face up here.
Yep, in frame. You're good.
Give a thumbs up. If you're excited for the Chibi Warlords, look at the camera and give a thumbs up. There it is.
Had to think about it for a bit.
Skedaddle. Yeah. She's like, what's going on? Oh, you need paper? Okay, go ahead. Daughter attack. My daughter is extremely excited for the Chibis. My son's pretty excited for the Chibis. I'm a huge empath. I understand where people are coming from. If you're new, I think if you're an existing player, I think, I just understand everybody's feelings all around. But if you're a new player or a new set of eyeballs on Warlord, you're like, why? What is this and why is this happening so soon? But it was a way to be playful with the existing community. All of these Warlords that are featured as chibi, these have been around for so many years, and we have played with them for so long and stared at them. And all the existing Warlord players, their stomachs are rumbling and have been for like 10 years. They want something to have fun with. And seeing these characters imagined in this way, in like a frame breaking, extended art card frame, tied to social stretch goals, it's meant to be fun for the old crew. We're not like plastering them all over socials, so it's not like we're invading your space with chibi all the time. But they're on the campaign page, and they're going to stay there. And I think it's one of those things where people who don't like it tend to be a little bit more vocal than people who do, and it's fine. I think at the end of the day, it's just fine. I don't really want to defend chibis or talk about chibis. I've said chibi in this sentence more than I've ever probably said it total in my life before. So,
oh, that's too funny. But I mean, hey, us who have played in the online Warlord circuit for a while, we were used to monthly waifu versions of Marco's Warlords. I looked forward to seeing what kind of waifu he busted out. That was always fun. Right. So there you go.
Sure. I'm getting the face from the wife.
Alrighty.
She's speaking Nepali very rapidly. She has a scowl. Now she's smiling. I gotta go.
Get him.
Thank you guys. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Woodrow. Thanks for coming on. We will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Let's hide Woodrow. There you go, folks. So my stream was hijacked, but it turned into a Q&A session. So that is all positive and all good. So how about that? Yes, Woodrow can't see your thanks, but I'm sure he shares your thanks. Alrighty, folks. So, yeah, that was good. I think that went well. I think we answered a lot of stuff. So, in terms of what I needed to do to kind of pick back up that stream, I think we kind of covered everything. Like, there's a lot more stretch goals. I like what we're doing there. A lot of the add-ons we already covered. We like what's going on there. All this new stuff that came here. Already made my video that I'm literally recording this second out of date. So that just happens, or it makes it exactly up to date, depending on your perspective. But only other things I think we need to talk about, again, Medusan Lord, we covered that. Dragon Lords, I think that was pretty good. I like the box toppers. If anyone is confused what a box topper is, that is a shortened way of saying the buy a box promo. So if you're getting one booster box in your pledge, you're getting this card. You're getting one copy of it, and it's a Kickstarter exclusive. So that's what box toppers are, in case there was any confusion. I was a little confused at first. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but let me make sure, because I've always just said buy a box promo. But that's just what that means. But yeah, the stretch goals are pretty cool. I like them. Let's go, Chibi. What up? We just had a long conversation about it. Sorry, Vac's got to make some hot takes there. But that essentially is it. So we'll see where this Kickstarter goes. I'm still confident in where we're headed with this. I think we have a lot of positivity that we can focus on. We got a lot of newer players coming into that. I think some of the old guard is getting used to sharing the room with this. I will say that just speaking, I'll speak on behalf of the old guard for myself. Like, we are very happy to have new players here. We're all going to have to just understand that there's going to be patience on both sides here. Because some of the questions that we're going to get are going to be like, how do you not know this? But then we also understand they're coming from a desire to understand it. But we also got to know that some people come in and being like, hey, this is stupid or this is broken. It's like, you haven't played the game for 20 years. You don't know that it's broken or stupid. You assume you know it based off of your impression of Warlord back from 2002. Whereas some of us old guard will be like, that's not even in the meta anymore. That card doesn't even exist. Like no one would ever consider that for a deck. So there's going to be some growing pains and some clashing and a lot of arguments in the Discord, but understand it's all out of love. I think we all share a love for Warlord, and that is a positive thing. So I will add that little bit to it. But yeah, understand like the tone that the old guard kind of takes on Discord. So if you're a new player coming in, we're a very tight-knit group. We are sarcastic with each other. As you can see on this stream, if you've seen any of my other streams, my chat roasts the shit out of me, and I love it. Like we have that old, like, friends, they rouse each other. And I use the word rouse specifically to rouse an individual in particular, too. That is an inside joke that some people might not get, but the person who does knows what it is angry at me, and wants to yell at me about a dwarf coming off the banned and restricted list. So that's how it goes, guys. That's just what it is. But again, like, it'll always be respectful. And don't with me. You guys could disrespect the hell out of me. That's what this platform is here for. Like, you can come on here and just literally rip me apart all you want. But we got to do the old mafia rules, all right? Like, family's off the table. It's just the soldiers. That's how it goes. See? As a Jersey guy, like, I understand this tradition. It's all right. The wife and children are safe. It's okay. But rip me apart all you want. That's totally fine. I love it. But we all have a good time with it. What else we got here? Let me take a look at... Stop looking at the chat, because Woodrow started hijacking it. Woodrow Hood in his fifth grade graduation. There you go. Congratulations, Woodrow. Kron was always broken. Man, I wish that was true. I love Kron. You deserve it, though. I like that guy. I don't deserve it. Get out of here. Spell. Oh, okay, you corrected yourself a few down. Come on, Drew. Why are you doing that? TBH, broken stuff called out is never embraced with open arms. I mean, depends if you actually use the correct definition of broken there, Scapechi. There's some people who are like, this card is broken. Why is this card broken? Because it beat me. It's like, yeah, no, that's not broken. You know not what is pre-errata cerulean calyx, all right? You don't know what broken is. Get out of here, John. See, like, John, you're one of the old guards who are like, I remember the glory days of this, so I'm I remember I was the #1 ranked Krun player, or I got my name on this card, so I'm going to come back. Here's my big old dick. Slap it down, and here I am on the table like, I run the show. It's like, nah, you're going to get your ass kicked in the tournament, bro. That's just how it goes. But no, we're all going to have fun with that. Like, I like that for Warlord there will be a casual scene. There's a fun scene because, again, we played a game with a D20. And hardcore game theory people will be like, I hate the fact that a D20 exists. It's a uncontrollable variable that determines success and victory. And to appear, like, let's say like a chess champion would absolutely hate that because it's something that they can't control. But to me, in all the other card games I played, like the D20 and Warlord is what gives it a little bit of flavor. Like, that's what makes this a fun game. So, like, there's a competitive side to this, and you can make the correct plays in terms of calculating risk and deciding when to rely on the dice to get you out of a bad situation, or when to avoid dice at all costs. Like, there's some skill to that, and almost like riding the chaos is what has really made Warlord unique to me, and why I love it so much, more so than any of the other games that I've ever played. So I will close on those thoughts. But I was going to do some other stuff, like building some decks with some interesting, but we're already two plus hours in, and I have a hard stop eventually. So we're going to save that for another time. Maybe when Vac has like a 3 a.m. slot when the baby's not sleeping. Or then goes to sleep and like, I'm wide awake and I'm not going to go back to bed, so I'll just stream Warlord at 3 a.m. I'll do videos where I build some Ancients decks with some of these new Warlords, but what do we say we go with, I think this is very on topic given what we have just happened. What do we say we get Woodrow back in the game? Why is my camera crooked? We like to close out every stream with a giveaway, and usually the camera is not that crooked. I don't know how that happened, but we have what we affectionately call here the Wheel of Woodrow. There you go. You might recognize this guy. This is him screaming because he is plastered on a wheel that has random things. So what we do here on this stream is we like to, usually when I play against an opponent, I'll give them a spin of the Wheel of Woodrow, and then I'll give away one to the people in the audience. Since we have no opponent, we're going to give away 2 spins to the people in the audience. There's a lot of things you can get on here. Like, you'll see Stupid Luck. That's Stupid Luck and Chosen for now mean the exact same thing. It is a random pack of Black Knives. We'll open up that pack here on stream. We'll take a look at the cards based off of the rare. If it's a quality rare, I will ship it to you, and it is yours and you own it. If it is a terrible rare, it stays here with me in the loot box. And the loot box eventually builds up, and we give it away. So loot box is very small now. Someone recently won it, and you can see the loot box candidates, Sir Hosh. You can get on the loot box candidate by landing on loot. Right there. That's the loot you want to get. So that's on here. There's also some fumbles. You want to avoid fumbles. Those are zonks, as they would say on Let's Make a Deal. That might be a little too old for some folks, but it's still on TV. Don't worry. If you fumble, you roll the 1. You get nothing. So that's here. And then there's the one that's destined to come up way too often, which is, where are we going? A little Warlord. So if you land on the Warlord, you win a random Warlord from the box. It's an auto win. You get one of those. And on top of that, we add a little check box to this little bottom right side, like right below me, right over here. We add a check mark to there. When the 3rd check mark gets added, the person who added that 3rd check mark gets to pick a Warlord that I have to play in an upcoming online event. I'm already in debt a little bit. I owe like half of a Dorath, and I owe a Nemesis of the Fat Kid. So I'm going to be playing those decks eventually, but you know what? There's always more I can be playing. So dem the breaks, folks. That's how that goes. Let me see. Who do we have eligible for this? So if you have not said anything, chat. Oh my God, why is this so massive? Okay. That is really bad. Sorry, folks. This does not look good. What happened to this? Okay, so I've screwed up I've screwed up Nightbot somehow. So I'll need to fix that later. But if you saw your name on this little left side over here. Actually, there's even more than that. Okay. How about this? Say something in chat. And if you said anything in the last 15 minutes, you're eligible to win. So that's really bad. I'm just going to close that. Yeah, exactly. Look, this is what happens. I left this, like, we have 18 people already in it. So we already got a decent amount of you in here. But, you know, when I don't stream and I decide I need to take care of a child for weeks on end instead of taking care of my Warlord stream, things break, guys. This is just how it happens. This is why Woodrow came on my stream. He doesn't know how to use OBS. He comes to mine so that he can speak to you because he can't figure out how to do that. It's God's honest truth. So this is how it goes, folks. But, yep, we vamped a little bit. We're going to roll off in Nightbot, and Nightbot's going to pick a winner. So the first spin is going to go to Rodrigo. There we go. He is a loyal chatter here. He has won many portable holes and road cards. Hopefully those got to you, or if not, they're sitting in they're sitting in customs somewhere in Brazil, Rodrigo. But hopefully those get to you soon. But we're gonna spin off for Rodrigo. Let's see what we got. So I'm just gonna keep on doing this. Eventually I'm gonna stop. You can see, like, my camera freaks out because I'm hitting this so hard. But okay. Let's see where we go for Rodrigo's spin. Why did it seem like last comment wins a lot? I don't know. I didn't do it. Alrighty, we have landed on stupid luck. We are in nice, safe, stupid luck territory. The camera can't even keep up. It's true. I don't know, man. I used to have a different setup where the camera would be on the floor and not on the same table as this, but when I upgraded my computer, I lost space. And I also had to baby-proof some things, too, so this isn't good. But I have a makeshift thing. I've been standing this whole time. Like, this is how I do it. I stream standing up for 3 hours. Who does this? But because everything is on my desk, and I need less room for my chair. Alrighty, so we have good old Black Knives here for Rodrigo. I'm just going to pick randomly here. Check it out for the sake of time. And for those who are new, this is how we do things every stream here. We always end the stream with a giveaway. So if you guys like winning free stuff, this is the incentive, not only to keep you guys coming back and watching me, but also just, I like opening old packs, man. It's a lot of fun. It really is. We get to see some old cards. And that's kind of where it started out of. All the subs on this stream and everything all goes towards acquiring this. And obviously, with the new Kickstarter coming out, for my add-ons, I'm adding a bunch of booster boxes, folks. We're going to be opening up some of those packs too. So it'll be easier to find booster boxes. I don't have to scour through eBay and haggle with people to get like these cards like I did for Black Knives. Thank God that'll be easier. What do you do with the non-rare cards in the packs you opened? The whole pack goes, like, we determine success or win based off of the rare, and you get the whole pack if you win. So, like, obviously there's some good uncommons in there. That might sway, like, if you're on a borderline rare, like, you have, like, okay, it's a good rare, but I don't know if it's a win or, like, a keeper. Like, we usually want to aim for, undoubtedly, this is a great card, and this is an undisputed win, and you'll get the whole pack. There have been times where the commons and uncommon would have been hot fire. Like, I know we were doing it for dominance. There was, like, Temple of Lore. There was Wheel of Death. And then the rare was absolute garbage. It was, like, one of the talismans or something, or the soul gems. So it's like, yeah, you really wish this rare wasn't your rare because that's going to the loot box. Someone's going to get those Wheel of Deaths, and it ain't you. Alrighty, let's see what we got for Rodrigo's pack. We got, starting us off with Far Done. Then we got... Wow, look at that. Soft leather armor. There's a meme for anyone who's been paying attention. Smite. We got Sir Doshin or whatever. I don't know. Gracchus would know that guy. I know this guy. Good old Tessanok. We like Tessanok. We got Reserves. I think this was the first card to ever receive an errata in Warlord. Tyron Ruskin. There we go. Bracers of Archery, probably better than most rares ever printed. Bless and Hammer. We didn't get an axe, though. What's a hammer without an axe? Temple Lore was not a rare. It was a common or an uncommon, I believe. Oh, man, Ice Wall. We hope we get a foil Tauren. We ripped a Tauren the other day. Or not the other day. It's been a while. A couple streams back. Good old Chuda Pliskin pulled a pack fresh Tauren. I really hope that made it to you. I don't know. Beam Deuced Lord, if you're watching, I hope you got that Tauren. I have to track that package. But alrighty, folks, we're down to the rare. So Rodrigo, let's see what we got for you. The rare is... What is this? I can't even see. What the hell? Test of Faith. Oh man, we're really testing your faith right now. Oh boy, this isn't one of the road. This is one of the good road cards that you've been used to opening. Let's see what we got. Test of Faith. It is a level 4 cleric action. React. Play after this character makes a melee strike roll to re-roll the die. That should not be a rare. So as you can see, the bracers of archery in this pack are much better than the rare. So this would usually be around the time we see this rare, we start debating, okay, what are the uses of it? Do we see it? Rodrigo's like, don't even put it in the loot box. Just throw it away. Get it out of here. Like this shows you, like, again, Black Knives, it was kind of like a reprint of like a core set. So like you get some of these basic abilities, like something like that. Even if like they put it into the Accord lands, it would be like a common, and it wouldn't be a level 4. How many clerics are doing front rank strikes? AEG love to do that. I mean, I love to do that. I made a suit tech that does that. But either way, like Kerberos, he would do that, but he wouldn't even run this card. So like a front rank fighter cleric, but I like the simplicity of it. But the design space and the effect is really like a common. It's not like a rare. So this is a loser pack. So Rodrigo, you get nothing but the thrill of spinning the wheel of Woodrow. And this pack now goes to the loot box. Alrighty, so now we got one more spin to give away, folks. Let's see. And for those asking, no, Woodrow did not endorse the use of this wheel. I created this wheel at the time where Woodrow was kind of in the lab, away from the public eye, working on his crazy plans to bring back Warlord. But we did this just, out of love and affection. Let's just throw his name on there. It's a fun way to give it away. So understand, we completely mean to rip on him, but also we enjoy ripping on him. He's all right too. All right, folks, let's see. Where is this next one going? So we are about to roll it again. If you saw half of that and you only came in right now, you better punch the keyboard in the chat. Give me something in the chat if you want to be able to get this. You're going to spin. You might not get anything, but you never know. So I vamped long enough. Some people are like last. They're going with that superstition to see if they can get that going. At one point, I'm going to eventually just stop talking. And you know how hard it is to talk consistently and not say anything at all? That is exactly what I'm doing. Because now I'm going to just hit the reroll button and see what happens. And sound alerts.
Rig.
How did sound alerts win? All right. Well, we're going to ignore sound alerts. And the real winner is Zydpunk. There we go. For those who are wondering what the hell just happened, sound alerts is the bot that lets you play like those little rig things. Little channel points down there. There's a lot of fun ones there. I got some new ones cooking. Don't worry, they're coming. I just need to have a free moment. Yeah, what's going on? Oh man, I cannot pronounce that name. I know you. I should see you in Discord. L5R guy from Florida who's building things in Tabletop Simulator. Thank you for the follow. How about that? That's a very descriptive thank you for the follow. So there you go. Yeah, see? Look at this. I pay attention, folks. I may be on no sleep and really like existing on Monster Energy drinks right now because just the nature of being a new dad. But I remember things. I'm a man of the people. And the people of the Accord lands, the people of Discord, even those who I yell at on Discord, I still love you. I yell at you because I love you. Just always remember that, folks. Okay. It's like I disagree with you because I expect you to do better. I'm that kind of parent. My daughter's going to hate me, but she's going to love me at the same time because she's going to be the best of all of us. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Gun, for the sub. I appreciate it, buddy. You are helping to fund more booster boxes. So, oh, we got the Prime. All right, I'm going to try it. Rairaku, right? Rairaku? Maybe. I hope Rairaku is what we got. That's going to be my best. Okay, cool. Let's go. I am very cultured and I understand this. Sorry. I work in IT. I can only pronounce Indian names because they are written very phonetically. As long as you can say 17 syllables in one name, you can pronounce Indian names. So I am used to that. I am not used to the different other Asian names. That one is very challenging. I only played L5R for a hot minute. I was a Dragon Hatamoto, but that is about it. So, let's get this spin going for Zypunk. We're going to get another... Oh, we don't! This is the first time we ever got 2 trains. Let's go. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate it. It's a good welcome back. Eventually, I'll get to taking care of my kid again. But, let's spin it up. What do we got for Zypunk? Oh, Zypunk, you're on the loot box. Let's go. So, you are now another candidate for the loot box. Why can I not edit this? I swear I will get your name on here. So what this means is there are now 2 people on. Let's make sure this fits. All right. Yes. Okay, cool. So you are now eligible to win the loot box. Once we reach 8, the very next stream, we'll roll that off and see who gets it. But that's a big one. See, the loot box doesn't come up as often as Warlord does. Thank God that didn't come up. I'll take this. So we won't be opening up another pack today, but that's still a good one to get. So that will do it for the stream, folks. Again, I'd like to thank everybody who came, hung out, and chat. Felt good to get back in the stream saddle. Definitely missed you all. I will be trying to stream more often. I'll be trying to stream games. Schedule's just a little wonky. It can, to find this little 3-hour window that I have is the first time in 2 weeks. So it's going to be tough, but I will be back and streaming. I'm just happy I was able to get here, share some thoughts with the Kickstarter, and finally remind people that, hey, there are Warlord content creators. And this is who I am, because Wyvern decided he doesn't want to do anything. Sly, he does things in German, and then he posts some stuff, his Warlord games on there. But he just does his Warlord games because he's too busy being an actual streamer with actual following. But he's there. Warlord Card Gamer, he did one thing the day of. He did a live stream on YouTube. He kind of counts. But yeah, there's some more. Like, I'm trying, guys, but I was the first. I did it first. Remember that, folks. But we'll let you know when the next stream's coming. Just make sure you follow me on Twitch so you know. If you're watching this VOD on YouTube, I appreciate that. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, give me all that stuff that you're supposed to say at the end of videos. That we're like, hey, get that engagement up so I can become monetized. I don't care about being monetized on YouTube. I'm already monetized here on Twitch, and that's fine. And there's only so much I'm going to make streaming Warlord, and every dollar I make, as I said, goes back to these. So you give me a lot more to play with. We'll get some wild shit on here, guys. Don't you worry. We'll see how it goes. But either way, always grateful. Maybe I'll play some Warlords sometime. Hopefully. Again. Till then, folks, take it easy and have a good one. Bye-bye.